are live.
Yep.
We're live.
There's quite a delay.
Yes, we're live.
I mean, it's going to be a delay.
Oh, there's always a delay.
It's
Is this
always
on Wi-Fi or is this...
Ethernet.
hard line.
It's on Wi-Fi.
Okay. We're going to probably need to fix that later.
Did you provide the education that Billy gave us?
Oh yes, that's right. That
We'll do it later.
Yeah, we will do it later.
What is this now?
Tech education. We'll tell you later.
We will tell you later.
I'll put my hoarded dragons right there.
Oh.
So, I'm sitting in a very low chair.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you
We're all in
are.
very low chairs.
Not me.
I gotta use my posture actually.
So,
What is posture?
this is us playing Anathema. Finally, it's been delayed a couple weeks due to reasons, but also it's also us testing out the. This is the rough draft of what we're going to be doing this entire weekend, starting 7-8ish this next week or tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Any case, folks that are watching, please give us some feedback on what the sound quality is. The light quality seems to be okay. We probably will have to do a little...
Finagling.
Does this light work?
I don't know.
Is there a light switch to it?
I don't know.
Not on that wall. Lights there.
We will figure it out.
Eventually.
I've never used it, so.
All of a sudden, shoots fire out of it.
Don't joke like that.
Nah,
My power is just as old as yours.
Nope.
no.
That's outside. That's
Oh,
inside.
hello.
Hello.
I want to
Sorry,
see this.
stream.
It was beautiful.
Hey, welcome to the
that
stream, Joseph. How are you?
Hello.
Yosef.
So,
Turn that one on.
Oh, goodness.
yeah, no, that puts a huge blur. The only reason is that would light up that side of the table, which is dark. But we'll figure it out. We got
It doesn't
time.
look that dark.
Yeah. So,
Says the spook character.
Alright,
Hello,
so now that
Basch.
we're all here, we get to dote on my my precious little girl.
She's adorable.
go ahead. You can share. We'll read it as we're going along.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah, it is with it. I'm always down to hear about characters.
Yeah, same.
So,
So-
while he's typing that up, again, I gotta nail down this road.
Okay, help me out. I know rotes from Dresden Fate. I don't know rotes from this system.
So, I don't either.
Bastet.
So-
Bastet.
Stay away from my water. You have your own bowl. So as part of my thing is it says choose one temptation. I picked Carnage. So basically I use magic to inflict gruesome violence.
Violence.
Why is
Father.
that always the answer? Is the violence?
Father, I crave. Father, I crave violence.
You have your own bowl, cat.
Yeah, she does. She's got a fountain. Spoil her. So I'm thinking maybe just something to make somebody explode. Or multiple somebodies. Or maybe just a radius.
Spontaneous IBS.
Oh my.
I mean,
Spontaneous
it's y'all's
detonate.
call.
Roll a d6. We'll figure out which orifice it comes out of. No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So,
Oh no, it's going to be the Nutty Professor.
so I'm just going to call it explosion then.
It's going to be
How much damage will it do?
That's a good question. So, I already have an ability that allows me to do 3 harm area magic.
Okay.
So this is supposed to be more powerful.
Y'all been doing weird, so I'm going to combine a Tristai with one of you.
4 is more powerful.
Yeah, but how much more powerful is the question?
4 is more powerful.
4 is a solid. Like, here's the thing: is one. Okay, I want to keep saying shifts like fate, but
Based off
every little bit of harm is
ammo.
that much more. So I would say instead of necessarily giving it more power, adding on more abilities to it. So instead of it being an area, since you're saying you want to target a person to make them explode, so it's 3 harm,
Okay.
messy.
So this is just basic effect. 3.
That is a very interesting character. Playing card with a steel edge. That's nice. That there was somebody in a movie who had used something like that.
Gambit.
Gonna make me have to break out my cards.
Messy.
let's see. Let's look at some of the other tags. You can see how poorly
nice.
worn my spine is, which means understand most of the time I'm just like doing whatever the hell I want.
It's beautiful.
Sure. Lay it on
these
us.
Got
cards.
these cards. It's beautiful.
What are you buying? What are you selling? What about these cards?
I'm excited for y'all and your brand new cards.
Did y'all get the deck of many?
Yes.
Danger, Will Robinson.
And danger. It's going to be some emotional trauma going on with Trish the next time we play. Two party members attacking her.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
You know, if you wanted to use cards, you could just take the stats of a like throwing knives.
Ooh.
A dagger, yeah.
Yeah. You can just switch out. It's not a knife.
Yeah, it's just
cards.
It's
with
just
steel.
cards.
And then that would also work for the range, I believe, too.
Yeah.
Unless you've got some crazy feat that allows you to
I'm
throw.
chosen because I'm not finding a list in here because I'm terrible at finding stuff through books. So we're gonna have messy.
Yes.
What do you need exactly?
I'm looking for different things that are connected to weapons.
Oh.
Shotgun
weapon
does 3
thing.
harm close messy.
Yep.
Sword, just a regular sword, says 2 harm hand messy. But a huge sword just says 3 harm hand heavy.
Okay, so we'll say it's messy, and I'll say that it gives you a +1 forward on them.
I already had +1 forward.
You have got that idea turned down.
2 OP.
Aw.
You're 2 OP.
Actually, no, I like that because it'll stack. So if I use my rote, I get a +1 forward when I roll +10. Which means my next move has +2.
I mean, that you can always
you
just
could
say
pass it
just
on.
flavor. That you
I
don't
could
have to
pass it on.
necessarily like. All it is just flavor text. I mean, that like that. I had once had an idea about a wizard who had a bubble wand, and then then that they blew out a bubble, and then it cast fireball from the bubble.
That's beautiful.
So on a +10, it's 3 harm, messy, magic, +1 forward. On a 7 to 9, 3 harm, messy, magic. Okay, on the fell.
Well, I mean, you add magic to it because the rote is magic.
Yeah.
Shoe blades are a real thing.
Yeah, that they are.
Shoe blades are a real thing.
Yeah, they are.
Steel cards.
Are a real thing.
Yes, they are.
Steel edge cards are not.
Yeah. It's 'cause
They would wobble.
Yeah, that is true.
A full steel card, yes. Steel. What do you mean the DM lied to you? About what? Wait, about which? The shoe or the cards?
Right.
We just turned into a discussion. This is not a game anymore. Hold up. What the hell did this DM do?
No, that the shoe blades have been a thing.
Shoe blades
Shoe blades are always a thing.
Explain.
Okay. A hidden blade in your shoe, like a boot knife, has been a thing since somebody invented boots. Now, if you're talking about a blade that you pop there's been knives that there's a latch on the heel and you can pull a punch dagger out from the back heel because that's the thickest part of the boot.
Mm-hmm.
But the knife out the front of the toe has been a thing for a while. Hello. Has been a thing for a hot minute. The Gladiators had them. Like, if you've ever seen Voldo.
Yeah.
Voldo from Soul
Soul
Edge,
Cal-
covered in blades. Like, there's the very obvious bladed boot, but the blade, like, hit your boot and a dagger or a little bitty short blade pops out. And I mean, honestly, I would say that would be at most a D4 damage, like a dagger.
Yeah. And then that can also still be considered as a monk weapon because up in Soul Calibur 3, that up in character creation, that you had these things called like Greaves Edges, which were basically blades around your feet. So I don't know what your DM is smoking.
Obviously not the good kush.
That the dollar store kush.
How good can it be? It's the dollar store. Have you seen that with the dad?
That the dollar store has dollar store enhancement pills.
A DM on TikTok went and bought up a whole bunch of like dollar store polyhedral dice packs and tested them in salt water to see if they were balanced. 1 out of every 10 packs was balanced.
Dollar Tree has polyhedrals?
It was some dollar store. I don't know if it was Dollar Tree, but it was...
I know that Dollarama in Canada is like legit good.
It was a dollar store somewhere, and they grabbed 10 of the dollar packs of polyhedral dice and checked the balance on them in a cup of salt water.
You might need a new DM.
Yeah, because I never say no. I just be like, we will see.
All right, yeah, try it. Okay, so we got this. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm Miro or Hewitt. Again, I'm one of the regular DMs for Team Bonus Action. We are sitting not in my house or online this time. We're actually in Basch's house in his very nice den that has acoustics for days. That almost sounded like plankton for a second.
It did. It really did.
I went to college.
Where's Karen?
I don't have a Karen.
Exactly.
Probably talking to the manager.
I will do a Karen voice later. So
In any case, I'm running a quick version of a game that was we were going to play a while back called Anathema. It's a continuation of the live Monster of the Week games we've been doing for about 1.5 years now. Or actually, has it been 1.5 years, or has it been since last Extra Life?
it has been about 1.5 years because that we had did Ticket to Hide, and then that we had did the brewer mystery.
It's been a hot minute.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
Oh, there was also the first one was
The first
Lazy
one was
Bones Over Slay.
Yes, then that was the Extra Life one, and then it was Ticket to Hide. Then it was the brewer one. Now it's this one.
So,
Man, Idol's been through some shit.
yeah, I've been through some stuff. Any case, so I will be the keeper for this mystery, and we will
Just
start.
prove that. That's all I need. Oh, he's adding to it. I figured it was
Danger,
tame, so
danger.
my well, the spell itself is pretty tame compared to what I could do.
He said no to a hand blade. What is this DM? Anyway.
No.
I'm teasing you. He said, "I need you to okay it."
Well,
I'm like,
but
no.
anyway,
This is
I
you.
guess to go ahead
It's
and
fine.
I guess go ahead and introduce the players that I shall be playing. Rose, that the Choosen.
I'm playing Pazari. My name is Neysa does cosplay. I'm playing Pazari Diathesi, a Monstrous.
And I'm playing John Smith. No nonsense backwoods ass kicking cop. No, I'm just playing. No, John just kind of fell in, and now he wants to kill everything that's not human.
Okay. Now, before we continue, I need to know a cutoff time because some people got to drive.
I said no, don't worry about it because I was so late.
Okay. So. Oh.
Before the
We
mystery roll.
we play until we're done, Hewitt. We play until we're done.
I'd say 9 or 10.
Before the mystery roll.
Maybe 9 would be the latest for me, mostly because of
Sleepage.
I got students tomorrow, and students they take a lot.
Okay, so did y'all leave the game because then that they didn't? Oh wait, then that they are just chatting with just each other. Okay. Where's the dying? Oh, okay.
I think that they said no, or they left the game because the DM was saying no to
A hand blade.
to multiple different things,
Yeah.
shooting down all the ideas.
All right. Before the mystery roll.
I mean, usually the DM picks up that you want to be like more of a sneaky character and will work with
roll
you on
plus
something.
weird. So
Did he
that's
at
an
least try
8.
that?
That's 8, so that's a mixed success. So
I get a vague hint about it.
okay. Rose, you have a dream that there is a tree with one solitary golden apple on it that then falls. And as it hits the ground, the apple doesn't smush or shatter, but everything around it does, and you wake up.
Okay. Golden apple falls, destroys environment, but is intact. Okay.
I think they might be talking like a hand blade, like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Well, spring-loaded blades weren't uncommon.
No. I mean, this DM seemed to also say no boot knife, no metal throwing cards.
Like the only time I would say don't do any of that stuff is if it didn't fit thematically.
Yeah.
Or setting wise. But I mean, even still, they should have given you some options.
Alright.
Okay, so that's what you get. You also notice on your answering machine that there is a blinking light.
Alright. She just kind of just like wakes up and then that she just hits the play.
Okay. You hear a voice after everything plays. Hello? Hello, this is Dr. Van. An associate of mine that teaches over at the college here says this might be something up your line of work. We have had some issues at a construction site for the new insurance company that I'm trying to start here in Monroe. My address gives you the address,
okay.
Phone number. I'm not putting anyone here because I don't want, like, if I put out a fake number, I don't want somebody to be like, boop.
Here is your DoorDash order.
The address is boop. The phone number is boop boop.
Beep, beep.
I was in here.
You're welcome. Continue.
So, just says a bunch of weird stuff happening at the construction site. Gives you a number and a address.
Alright, then that she obviously just wakes up and then that we're just going to fast forward through all of the morning routines so we can get into how she is dressed. That she is a mixed race female that she has like a noticeable frostburn scar on just at the left side of just her face, and then that she is actually wearing somewhat of just like a knitted just beanie that just has a pom-pom on the top of it. And then that she has a bang that's covering up that nasty scar. That she is dressed kind of like a preppy kid in a sense. And then that she just has her little just canvas backpack, and then she's just like, oh shit, Sybil is busy with stuff, and I don't know where the hell Idol is. I don't know who the hell I can call on.
You smell cigar smoke.
I don't smoke. Who the hell? Cigar?
And you see in an ashtray that wasn't on your table before, about this much left of a very large, thick cigar. Definitely Cuban.
Cuban cigar? Who the?
And 2 business cards that have names on them.
Alright. I'm a like.
And a little sticky note that just says, in case you need some help, Sammy.
Very well. Just saying just thank you to the air. And then that even pick
Her.
Okay. Alright, I guess I'm gonna go with.
Okay, so say your character's name again.
My name is Pazari Diathesi.
Pazari Diathesi.
I'm gonna call you Pazuzu.
It's actually, no, you describe your business card that you obviously did not make, but is for you.
I hate you. Okay.
It's like a nice black on black.
Oh yeah, it's black with like the holographic stuff going on. It says "Dreams Made Real?" ?
Dreams made real.
Please tell me as you turn it, there's like a little face that's like kind of shows through, but not really.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh. And the eyes seem hollow.
That this is very. I know that this is some very nice graphic design work.
There's no phone number on the front. On the back, there are instructions to create a ritual circle.
Well, then that I still used to use some of my old magic, so
let's roll weird and see how well this works.
Double 6s.
Oh, goes off without a hitch.
So I'm just basically just setting this up in just my living room, and then I just basically have just some sweet tea or whatever ready, and then just set up this circle of just like some leftover bones and stuff, and then the spooky voodoo magic stuff just happens.
Wait, your neighbors. Lois, she's getting out the skulls again.
Like you come out from the garden shed with an armful of bones.
Oh, that Mrs. Patron, all it is just nothing. Then those are just some incense candles.
Look away, Ethel! Look away!
But that's a skull.
It is. It just was the spooky season now.
Your Jedi mind tricks won't work on me,
It just
either.
closes the door, drops the blinds, but you see the
Nosy neighbors. Yeah.
Everybody knows that neighbor.
I don't. I live in the woods.
All right, and then that Rose is just gonna just speak up in just some guttural voodoo hoodoo language.
Listen,
Nice.
Foo Fighters again.
The ritual circle kind of it doesn't exactly glow. It's more like the lines turn very shadowy, almost like they're sinking into the floor, and then in the middle of the circle space, without any pomp or circumstance at all, appears a humanoid male-looking figure, bit of a undercut situation, dark hair, black nails, punky wristbands and things like that, bit of a thick chain around his neck. He's wearing like a vest with nothing underneath and tight hoochie pants. He says, "You rang?"
Why,
Okay,
yes.
all I see is Marsters now.
I'll pull the picture
Painted-
up for you.
it's just- all I see is-
it's very Marsters.
It's Marsters painted red.
It's extreme,
However,
not red, very
so-
golden tan skin.
oh. So I'm going to say this though with the two of you. Y'all have met before. Look at your sheets and figure out where.
Oh, let's see.
Shit, I'm gonna figure this out too.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
Let's see here. Rival first, but then we came to working arrangements. That's what.
Is that the only one you got left?
No. Then I didn't get to choose any others with just like Idol and Sybil, because then those are somewhat different.
Oh, I've got a fantastic.
No, wait a
one for
minute.
you.
Hold up. No, then that one would be more so Sybil for that one. So, interesting.
Maybe I saved you from another of my kind and prevented reprisals.
I would probably say then that works because of whenever during that Choosen training that Desiree had to receive, then that probably was like mentor coach figure.
Is this Desiree or Rose?
That this is Rose.
Desiree was the character's name before she got killed and turned into a chosen.
Oh, gotcha.
She used to be
Oh, so this is a reincarnation
Yes.
situation. Okay, gotcha.
Sort of, maybe, yes.
Yeah.
So can we say I would know you as Desiree then?
Yeah, then I had just used the anagram for just the whole name.
I got you. I could work with
I'm
that.
excited.
Okay, so that's how y'all know each other. Let's go.
All right.
Kind of open my eyes and the solid black fades back to just like regular black eyes and Desiree, long time no see.
Why, yes, Pazari. How are you?
I'm good, but you know you can just call me Ari. It's less of a mouthful.
Alrighty then, Ari. Now let's see.
Why are we getting all the green hairs?
The green hairs. Let's
What's
just
going
accept
on?
the green hair.
They were talking about Harley Quinn inspired characters, so now there's Jokers.
Yeah, then that's
no,
fine.
no.
It's fine. It is still more. Only just still more trash.
many
Well, at least throw
Jokers.
poggers in there.
Yeah, I
Come
mean
on.
exactly. Then that they are keeping the chat entertained out anyway. Then that as that you like, I had got your sweet tea with just a little bit of that brimstone you like in it.
delightful. And I'm gonna walk out of the circle and take an available seat in the room.
now you get the best seat as always.
Do you just take over the whole couch and like?
That just sound like
man spread. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say, do you do the Sir Ian McClellan advertising for X-Men on Conan O'Brien out of nowhere? Just come and lay across like two people on the couch.
Oh yes, that.
Just do that. And be like,
just so
yes, much. Conan, I'm on SNL this week. It's like everyone like, just happened.
So much space. So much space taken up.
So then I basically. Two things happened. I had a dream about some kind of golden apple just falling down from a tree, but here is the weird thing about it.
It's always weird with you, honey.
It is basically that the apple fell down, but it didn't get bruised or nothing like that. But that like everything else just got destroyed, and then that
sounds like a day at the office.
I mean. Somewhat, but I mean, then I'm gonna have to put the book club on hold for just this other pressing matter because that we have a
Your
job.
neighbors are in that book club.
Womp womp womp.
Chicken soup for the 59-year-old soul.
But anyway, then I had got a voicemail about saying that we have to go to Monroe, Louisiana, about that this Dr. Van. And then that he has a construction site that is a little bit more of our line of work that my two former associates then that they wasn't available at this time. And then that I just basically just hand Ari that the other card. And do you know this person?
I'm gonna start folding it up into a paper crane. What?
Oh, read it. That is somebody's contact on it.
It's a paper crane now. I can't read it.
You just take it.
I just take it back and just unfold it.
Really, Desiree, you ought to remember that I'm really not in the helping business without a prize.
What kind of prize do you want? Now, describe your card.
It's wrinkly now.
It's wrinkly.
Yeah, it's all wrinkly, but it's the plainest card you have ever seen. It's just white card. Black lettering.
Oh shit! Did you get this from Vistaprint?
Hey,
don't
is actually
good. Says all of the entrepreneurs in the house.
So yeah.
So is it this? So that this is like one of those Walmart Avery paper cards?
It's not even a custom card. It's like it's just out of like there was probably this huge box of cards with a bunch of different random names.
John Smith, correct?
Yeah, John Smith.
John Smith. Let's just give
So
him a
many
call.
of those. I pull a book out of nowhere and I start flipping through. I wonder if this is one of mine.
All right, and then she just takes out her iPhone, first edition iPhone. Just
Can't have that around Sybil.
nope.
Now, technically, I shouldn't be doing that to her.
Right.
And Dresden, if you're a wizard, you blow technology the fuck up.
Phone is ringing.
Hello?
Mr. Smith. My name is Rose.
Don't you come out of the room!
Your name is
Don't
Desiree.
you do it! You saw what I did to your friend. Just give me a minute. If you open that door, I will get to you. Pow! Oh! Oh God! What that was my nuts! What the fuck? That's what you get for drinking human blood. Now just wait for the sun to come up.
I put this on speaker.
Oh, he sounds like fun.
You know what? Yeah.
Where are you, Mr. Smith?
Mr. Smith.
You just pick up the phone and call too. You just join.
She put it on speaker.
Oh, sorry, I just did this. It's like you're just like magically. I'm on this phone now too with another phone.
You know what? I'm getting nothing out of this guy. Give me just another sec, and I just open a window. Like I open the blind, sun comes through.
I
It's
hear
a
the blinds.
vampire.
Okay. Oh, a vampire! vampire hunter. How fun.
Sorry about that.
Mr. Smith. My. Dirty boy.
It is also another associate. Then that
Well, first off, I want to know how you got this number, because
Sammy.
Oswald,
Sammy.
oh my God!
That the one that,
there's more?
Oh, there's always more.
where
darling.
are you located at, Mr. Smith?
Around?
How around? Are you located in Louisiana?
Possibly.
Are we in Louisiana, darling?
Yes, that we are up in Alexandria.
Why are we here? There's nothing here.
That my home up in New Orleans had got destroyed. That we would just talk about that later.
Mr. Smith.
What are you calling?
That do you
Drama.
want do
Tea.
you also want a job or
Okay,
not?
to be fair, you do recognize that voice.
Which one? Hers or his?
Hers. How do you know who you're probably going to just call Pazuzu?
So, I have a thing in here that I'm going to edit a little bit.
Oh, no.
So it says we're part of the same cult. No, you were part of the cult that kidnapped me.
Oh, how fun.
Oh.
Or, Sector Secret Society. We
To be-
both got the bum deal with the demon juice. Demon blood.
I'm a full demon. I don't know what you're talking about.
No. Y'all got pwned on angel blood. It turned out it was just goose blood.
Upsetting.
So,
I'll say that because that would be something you're like, angel blood.
Angel blood.
yeah.
Oh,
I cannot take
I
that
have to channel the Hoarfrost Southern voice.
All right. So, you said job?
Why, yes, of course, I did say a job.
I don't know anything about a job. I'm here for the party.
Over on his interphone, you.
Get back in the coffin!
Coffins?
Coffins.
Mr.
All right, so
Smith.
what are you doing? You just see this. You see what looks like a human. There's a bite mark on their neck. They're in a A-frame shirt and a pair of athletic shorts that go down to the knee.
Oh, God.
Has the faux hawk going on.
Oh, God.
No.
Oh,
I say
You
it
killed
like,
Oswald. We had a safe word.
whoa.
Whoa. That this is
It
getting
has
a
the
little
shotgun
bit
pointed.
personal.
Shotgun
Where
pointed
are
at
you
Kinky,
located
Mr.
at?
Smith. Kinky.
So, I'm going to put my shotgun down, come up, snap my fingers, and say, explosion.
Oh. An explosion.
Okay, so you got to roll weird
Oh, my God.
to see if you're going to explode this guy who was just frequenting this vampire that had a side hustle. 7.
8, 9.
What happens on a 9?
He gets 3 harm. Messy magic.
That sounded like a splat. Did that sound like a splat to you, Desiree?
Why, yes, of course it did. I guess
You
somebody
are-
must have died.
Covered.
In goo. Via my drippings with
You're
goo.
covered
Your sign
in
is
stuff.
fun. You have
Man, vampires are fun.
We have it.
It says we're excellent.
Yeah, so.
They're buffering.
Yeah, that they're buffering.
Every day I'm buffering.
So, where are you located at that we can just take my vehicle?
I'm down at a swamp on a houseboat dealing with vampires.
Houseboat.
They like houseboats for
Are
some
you
reason.
by the damn Washita River?
No.
Are you at the Darbone?
No. Yes.
Oh,
What?
I knew you were kinky.
Oh, Darbone. Okay, I know where that is.
I'm not the kinky one. It's the vampires. You should see all the leather they've got.
All right, and then
Looks
we
down at
have
my
a
shirt.
job up in Monroe. Then I am about to come in and scoop you up.
Fine. Wait, scoop me up. I'll just drive. I'll be there in a few hours.
No, there was an explosion. I think we need to come and scoop you.
Maybe you need to scoop the guy I just exploded.
Oh, then I can just harvest just some of those bones. It'll be all right.
Are we going to pick up Mr. Smith?
Yes.
I'm a pickup artist now, thank you.
Okay, I'll send you the address.
Okay.
Inspiration, come on.
All right, then. Got the... And then you just see, just like Desiree's... what vehicle was it I said? It was a
hot pink Cadillac with anime girls on it.
No, that is the professor.
That's Professor.
That you just see that you just see that this bitchin' ass Chevy Camaro that just got like skull decal wraps on it and stuff like voodoo and stuff. Like,
I knew I'd rub off on you eventually, darling.
oh, that I have always been just spooky. I just decided to basically try to do.
Let me have the win.
All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna say you're able to make it up
Yeah.
to Monroe.
No drama?
Well, I mean, we gotta go pick up him. He's on
Yeah,
Lake
we
Barbone.
said we were gonna go pick him up.
I'm assuming on the Darbone means Bayou Darbone,
Yeah.
not Lake Darbone.
Or whichever, I mean.
Bayou Lake, same place.
Same
Oh.
diff.
Same place.
The lake used to just be the bayou, and then they built a spillway.
Going down the bayou.
All right, then. So
No.
then you just see like that this bitchin' Camaro with skulls just come up,
You've
rolling
been
up.
sitting like over an hour because they coming from Alexandria.
Yup. We speeding, but ain't enough.
Oh yeah, okay. If you're speeding, you got pulled over in Alla.
Facts.
Yeah, you got.
When we got pulled over, I would attempt to manipulate the police officer.
Roll to manipulate the police officer.
So I have the thing where I can roll weird instead of charm for that. So we're gonna go
This is getting weird.
goth dice.
Hey, it's better than last time where I
I think that
where I
all
forgot
of us
Idol's
are
armor
weird.
and got in a fist fight with
That's
a
gonna be a lovely unnatural 12.
Ooh.
Officer's gonna let you go.
Thanks, darling.
And then that just wink at him.
Just the officer's like, this is the hottest day of my life. Gotta go to church. So y'all meet up at. Are you just chilling in the bloody congealed murder house at this point?
Well, I'm not going to take a shower there. Also, whoever said vampires turned into ash and like died clean, they're wrong. It's a lot of ash. It's like a whole body's worth of ash.
Yeah, it's there's a lot. It's like there's the blood from the other dude and the ashes from Oswald just made this terrible pudding everywhere.
It's probably even some shadows on the wall too.
No, because he was on the ground. You shot him in the junk.
Oh, bop, bop. Oh,
Are you just gonna walk out the house and
hell
like a freaking
no.
murder?
Get your ass in the shower first.
Have you seen the inside of this house, Bo?
I can smell it.
Jump in the lake, Mr. Smith, kind of leaning out the window.
All right, I'll throw my phone towards the car, and I'll just jump in the lake, swim over.
I should be mean, but all right. Roll act under pressure.
I mean, all it is just. What kind of phone is this?
It's a Nokia.
Well, it is
It's a brick.
indestructible. You don't gotta
Is it-
roll
is it
no
the brick?
act under pressure.
Yes,
It's the brick.
The
Is it the
Nokia
blue
brick.
brick or the gray brick?
it's the blue one.
I just start
And they're
playing
coming
Snake on it.
back.
I just start playing Snake on it.
You're gonna bite your tail. You're
So-
gonna bite your tail.
God,
I never said what my character looked like. So he is the most American all-star American that you can
Except now
imagine.
he's dripping wet.
Yeah, except now he's dripping wet and not covered in blood.
You
There may
had
be a
to, you
little
had to
piece.
rinse a bit there.
Yeah.
Because when they explode, there's bone bits and shit. Probably also shit.
Guts, intestine, the usual.
You just got human Chitland.
Yes.
Delicious.
It's fine. He deserved it.
oh, so then I take it then that you are
He
Mr.
deserved it. It's
Smith.
like he's just supporting a small business owner.
That the name is Rose
Desiree.
Luck.
Desiree.
Just call me Rose. I go by
Sure.
Rose now.
So you said job.
Yes.
What are we hunting? What are
It
we
is,
Mr. Smith.
I'm assuming we are.
No foreplay?
You.
Me?
Oh, that y'all have some history?
He looks like every other Mr. Smith I've ever seen.
You're the smithiest Smith that ever smithed.
Well, if the Colt hadn't have kidnapped him, he would have been like, the high school quarterback champion and enlisted the army and, gone to war and then come back.
You think you're Captain
That-
America, but really you're just
He
Bucky.
would have been.
Oh.
Hold my shotgun. And yeah, I'm gonna punch you.
Oh,
So I told you what would happen next time I saw you.
Roll kick some ass.
Probably gonna lose.
I'm good with it. Bring it.
Can I pull my +1 forward from using my rope?
Dude, that's been like an hour or so ago. Like that +1 went to you like not getting bit by a fucking snapping turtle.
Okay. This is gonna miss. It's 8.
8's a mixed success. So let's see.
Both do harm to each other.
Yeah, you both inflict harm on each other.
Fine by me.
As soon as you punch me, I'm assuming you attempt to punch me square in the nose.
Yes.
I'm gonna grab your hand and kind of claw you as you let go.
So what does your punch do?
Oh, you didn't actually want us to take harm.
Huh?
Did you want us to mark harm?
Yeah, y'all
Yeah,
are hitting each other.
No, I'm just punching her.
You're punching
So
you're
what's
punching him, but what is the harm of your fist? It should, unless you got something that does above a 1.
It'll just be a 1 then.
It's just gonna be a
Okay,
one.
so you take 1 harm.
Fine, I'm gonna heal it in a minute. And then my claws are 2 harm.
So you take 2 harm as they stab you in your hand.
But I'm not gonna let go of you. I'm gonna hold you and kind of try to like pull you forward a little bit. Be like, easy, darling. I didn't ask to be there either. And let you go.
Your hand's really bleeding.
I'm gonna lick my fingers.
Gross.
Oh,
Disgusting
Well, then.
abomination.
so that I do have some hidden allies at least.
That are fighting.
So I have unquenchable vitality. I can roll cool to heal myself. That one.
Okay.
So anyway,
So do I know Desiree by any chance?
Y'all figure that out now that you can see each other.
So 9 mixed success, heal 1 harm. So
Okay.
I'm good.
mm,
Try again.
I could argue that you might have heard of me through, if you have other people that you know that do magic, you might have heard of me through them.
I can
Civil
probably
knows
say
you.
that. I can probably say that. I would probably say then that I had saved your life back then. Whenever then that there wasn't monsters. Whenever that
keep
you
getting
didn't know that
rescued.
monsters were
Yes.
real.
Because I was going to go with, for you, you fear my power or what I might do with it.
Uh,
I mean, I did just explode a guy.
Hello,
did-
Bastet.
I mean that'll be fine. I mean, just be like, oh, another one of my mentors that helped me out during my reincarnation. Why in the world is wait the Harry? Oh, I thought that was a. Never mind. But that's
I'm
the
trying
chair.
to steal your cat. I don't think it's working.
So I had just thought then that both of my mentors are here to be contacted with versus that the other two, that this is going to be a fun mystery.
Mentors?
Yes,
I told you, I'm just here for the party.
I was helped out by Ari during my time at being just reborn. That y'all just weren't on the same schedule, darling.
I'm very confused. I don't recall meeting you, but okay. So what's the job?
Job is we gotta go up to Monroe and meet up with this Mr. Dr. Van. And then he says that there is a construction site that has some hanky-panky shit going
Okay,
on.
Mr. Dr. Van Esquire, got it.
Alright then. I'm driving. Let's go.
You got a towel or something? I don't want to get your car all soaked.
I'm going to use magic and just try to just basically
Okay, roll
press
for
the
weird.
press
this
the
is gonna go
digitation
bad.
at.
Prestidigitation.
That is a 4.
4 plus 2, 6.
That's a failure.
I'll give it a go.
Okay, so hold on.
Sorry,
Hand me the
boys.
page that has the magic stuff on it because with failure something happens. Use magic.
It is a
It just fails.
glitch. It just fails.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be mean.
You could just have another
Yeah,
bucket
I am marking.
No,
it.
it's just literally you catch fire.
12.
You're dry.
Fair enough.
It's,
I'm going to take a
it's-
nap in the back.
It's awkward
Okay.
because it feels like invisible hands with an invisible towel are rubbing you down.
It sounds on par for Pazuzu and your weirdness.
Tongues forked.
All right then. Driving.
This is the episode that can't be shown on the DVD.
We are driving down 165 north, just straight to probably, I guess, the ULM first to meet this guy.
Oh, he had an associate at ULM
Yeah.
that contacted you. He didn't give you the address for the college.
Yeah. So then we are just going to go to this associate.
Okay. Well, the associate is Professor Avery.
Okay, I can work with this.
Does Rose have all of her memories from being Desiree?
Some of them.
But here's the deal: is the number you were given and the address you were given were for his cell phone and the construction site.
Okay, so I'm gonna just go ahead and just call him and then just hook it up with just the auxiliary cassette tape jack and just play through.
Since
because Bluetooth don't exist.
Since Mr. Smith is in the back seat, I am going to be drawing on his face with Sharpie.
I'm got my knife.
But you said you're sleeping. So do me this. Roll act under pressure. You roll investigate a mystery and see who gets the higher.
Oh God.
Okay.
Eight.
10.
Ooh.
Yeah. There's markers on your face.
We're not even gonna get to the mystery.
So
You can remove one harm for napping.
I'm just gonna keep it because I already know I'm gonna take another harm.
Why is that?
As soon as I realize what's happened, I know exactly who I'm blaming.
So
You're gonna die before you even get to the mystery.
So I'm basically calling the number and letting it play.
Okay. There's some music playing in the background for a second. It sounds like an old, 60s rock song.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, hello, Dr. Ellis Van.
You cut off the music.
Why, yes, Dr. Van, that this is Rose. That
Oh, yeah.
Desiree.
Professor Avery put me in contact with you. Yeah, we've had some accidents at the site downtown. The address I gave you. Could you meet me there here real soon?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Then we are just passing through Columbia right now.
Columbia.
Darbone's up here.
Oh wait, Darbone.
Darbone's in Union Parish.
Oh, Union Parish. I mean, then we are up in West Monroe. My bad.
I'll see you there. It's just downtown, just across the Endem, and
Yeah.
you'll have to park over by the old hardware store that just closed down. Don't
The
park
Skendent.
The Skendent?
No, the Southern Hardware.
The Southern Hardware? Okay.
Oh, I love the
Why,
Skendent.
yes, we'll do that.
So I'll be there. Have a couple other folks with me, so you can.
Ooh, more fresh meat.
Who is that?
That those
A
are
friend.
the friends, and then that these are
Acquaintances.
acquaintances.
Business associates. Chaos demons,
Our
the usual.
Our line of work, as that you know from just Professor Avery, gets Japanese all the time.
Excuse me?
It is weird.
I'm not Japanese.
You just hear him. All right. Well, I'll see you there, and hangs up.
You made him angry. He hung up on us.
That's fine. That normies do not understand our line of work anyway.
Normies. You have
What
a
did
code
you
name
draw
for
on his face?
Yeah.
Sprinkle sparkles beside his eyes.
Oh my
Little
God.
dog.
And a little lotus flower here on his forehead. And handlebar mustaches that go like this.
I have a
With little snail heads on
very
them.
unkept beard.
I don't care. I took my time, and even with the bumping car, we drew around your stubble.
That's just straight asshole.
That this is some Jigglypuff Pokemon nonsense.
This is just gonna be funny. You're like got this all off, and then the next day you're going to do this. And
Now, and I'm
fuck
gonna,
is there blue under
before he wakes up, I'm gonna lean over. I'm gonna say, sorry, Rose, darling.
Yes.
Don't tell him that he's got a marker on his face. I want to see how long it takes
I
him to look in
saw-
a mirror. Because he's so grungy.
I just saw nothing because that the damn people up in Monroe
Over here
don't know how
making
to
him
drive.
look like Rainbow Sparkle Post Malone.
Yes.
That these Monroe people don't know how to drive. Look at this woman that she had almost damn near made me get into a fender bender.
Oh, I think I'm due to pick her up later.
Can I join in on that fun?
No, that one's mine.
Fair enough.
Okay, so you make it there. There is a you go into the downtown of Monroe. There's about a dozen tall buildings scattered throughout here. Most of them no more than 4 stories tall, but there is a very, very tall building, probably about 12 or so stories, that has scaffolding on the outside.
Somebody's compensating for something.
And there's some scaffolding outside. There's an outside elevator that goes up. And there seems to be this late 50s, maybe early 60s, short, older man outside just vaping. Like he has like the he has like a very odd rig for smoking.
What year is this?
Well, this is the last game was around 2012.
Oh, so Bluetooth probably would have been around it. So okay, that's fair enough.
Desiree, are you trapped in your past?
Everything just get all so blurry. But anyway, then I just parked the car.
Okay, you park, and he's just over there. He's
Wake up! Wake up!
Yeah, I'm up.
just has a knife.
It's I was
All right,
thinking
then.
knife.
Just
I thought you just had like the knife and like a little tactical thing here the whole
you
time.
know,
Oh, you
No,
got
I
this?
see the
I'm
knife out.
not the one
Okay.
exactly 4 words that well. I
Paranoid.
think that it may be one of y'all's because I am
Oh,
not
I'll
that good
handle
at talking
it.
with
I'll
people.
handle it.
Go ahead.
So we're gonna walk over.
Okay, so you walk over there.
I've got the Crowley saunter going on though.
Wayward Son Crowley or Good Omen?
Good omens.
Good
Okay,
Omens.
good, because that is actually a swagger. So you come up, and he's not very tall, gentlemen. He's probably just a little bit over 5.5 feet tall.
So I'm head over him.
A little bit
I'm
balding.
a tall bean.
Just
Hi, Dr.
Mr. Van.
Dr. Van.
a doctor.
I
Dr.
thought you
Van.
wanted me to do the talking, Desiree.
Oh, we're just doing introductions.
Are we?
Yes,
I thought we were just talking.
Rose.
that is correct.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go inside. Let's get off the street. It
Ooh,
it
so
gets,
fancy.
gets a little dangerous this time of night.
It's night.
It's night. What time is it?
You actually look around, and it's like 4 in the afternoon.
Oh, we lost time.
Yeah, let's
Time was never clearly stated.
Okay.
Oh, okay then.
Maybe he's just used to night shift. I don't know.
We'll follow you, Mr.
Maybe
Van.
he's old and racist. You don't know.
We'll follow you, Mr. Van.
He just he opens up a set of doors. Looks like they've been refurbished. They're very nice, polished up. Opens up, and it opens up to a large foyer that has, again, scaffolding inside. Has several tools laid out, some other pieces of equipment. You can see what looks like up at the top. There's very large decorative crown molding and sconces that have gold leaf being reapplied to them. The floor, especially because, let's see, being a full-blood demon, you're older than everybody else. You can tell this is actual Italian marble
Yes.
that someone had put carpet over at one point.
That's a sin.
How dare.
You also see that they're refurbishing
Scandalous.
the walls that had, like, you can see that there's part of the wall is exposed and the rest of it, it looks like at some point there are these large, dark wooden panels. If anyone's seen, like, early 1900s, it's got like an Art Deco pattern laid into it, like of walnut and mahogany and like pieces of maple to kind of,
Mahogany.
That is mahogany.
and you can see that at some point this had been walled over. Like somebody had come through, and when all this like fancy, gaudy, like way too over the top, diesel punk-esque decoration went out of style. They did what the 1950s and the 1960s did to everything. They made meat jello and called it a fine piece of food. They made baked Alaska and said this is high dining. This is bland, boring 1950s that's being removed to bring this back to the splendor that it once was. In fact, you can see that there's a partially rehung chandelier. Like the main carcass is up, but they're rehanging all the different crystals. He comes in, he's like, yeah, we found this up on the 7th floor. It's the original chandelier. We're trying to get it put back. It's Venetian glass.
Well done. It deserves to be in its proper place.
Any case,
It's all right.
we've
Flick
had
you in the forehead.
we've had to halt construction. We've had to halt everything, and I think it's a bunch of hubbubaloo. You know, it's
Hubba hubba baloo.
you make me uncomfortable.
That's my job, darling.
Pazuzu makes everybody uncomfortable.
My name is Ari.
Are you okay?
Oh, he's
I just
fine,
woke up.
darling.
Why?
Oh, okay. No weird types are into this
gotta-
stuff, but
Is there a functioning bathroom somewhere?
Oh,
Or maybe some coffee.
there's some coffee. It's not warm. I mean, the workers haven't been here for about. Well, we had to shut everything down yesterday. So I mean, there's some coffee. It's old and stale.
Damn.
Would you like me to warm it up for you, Mr.
No,
Smith?
I'll pass
there's-
on stale coffee.
The bathrooms are all being worked on right now. We found out that the mirrors actually were the original mirrors too. They were.
Oh, lovely.
with the silver backing. Cool.
Yeah. It was a unique find. So we're having them cleaned up. But
Cleaned up? What do you mean by cleaned up?
people had written on them. This place had squatters in it for a while.
Oh, graffiti artists, I despise them.
Well,
But any case, we had some issues in the basement, and we found out there was a sub basement, and there shouldn't be here. We're only 30 feet above sea level here in Monroe.
yeah.
So I mean, the basement was odd enough to find, but we found out that's where most of the electrical work was. So
Well, that's odd in itself.
there's some issues down there. I think somebody just got shocked personally, but they said that they saw some stuff. But like I said, I called you in because the professor said to, and I respect him. He's weird. He played that D&D back when we were in school together.
Oh, it's much better now. Much more in
It
depth.
is very.
But yeah, we've had 2 people die down there,
Oh.
and one
For
die
shame.
up on the 4th floor. I think it's just they hired some druggies to work here, and you know how they are. They'll show up doped up and fall down the elevator shaft.
As one does.
But
It's an insurance thing, isn't it? You gotta have somebody, PIs come in, look into things. So
they're going to cause us to have OSHA crack down on us, and we're following everything we're supposed to. But all of a sudden you see his watch buzz. Oh damn! I'm going to have to go. Look, his name's Robert Sims. He's up on the 2nd floor.
And this is your foreman here?
Yeah,
or-
so that's the foreman. So I'm sorry, I gotta go. It's gonna be a surgery. Yeah, that's a surgery. And I'm sorry, I gotta go.
Good luck, Mr. Basch.
Good luck,
Doctor.
Van. Good luck, Doctor.
I'm not even going to acknowledge it.
It doesn't matter. It's just anytime
Yeah.
he's the guy. If you call him Mister.
Oh, I have been. He hasn't been saying anything, but that's okay because that's what I do.
So,
What Booker Warforged did.
I have
that
no
they are
bloody
up in
idea.
the War of Erebon.
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 Christina's asking me.
Okay.
The War of Erebos, yes.
So,
So
Did he point me to any bathroom?
no, he didn't. I would say you probably would have noted that there are porta potties on the outside of the building.
That's not what I want. Desiree, you got a bottle of water or something since there's no coffee?
let me see. Up in just her shirt, bottle of water.
Okay.
It is Fiji. Just drink it.
I'm not drinking it, so just kind of dump it in my head.
Your hands come back blue.
What the fuck?
More blue.
You look like a Na'vi now. It's beautiful.
One of these days I'm gonna stab you.
You could try.
Why don't y'all go work out y'all issues?
From the
Oh
second-
no, why did we
from
go
the
why
second
did we go
floor, you
talk to
see a
Mr.
guy come out.
Sims?
Y'all them?
Are you Mr. Sims?
My
Yeah.
name's not them.
Why, yes.
Don't care. Y'all here to fix this?
Yes, sir.
We're here to
All right,
fix
come
it.
on up. Just be careful. That 3rd step loose.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump up and down on it a little bit.
Okay. Let me see a character sheet so I know which one to do for this. Roll.
Act under pressure. I'm
Yeah, I'm going to say roll act under pressure.
That's okay. That's my number 2, I think. Yeah. That's my up 2. That's 12 plus 2.
Jesus.
Oh, goodness.
Guys are hot tonight.
Yeah, so you do it, and it gives way, and you're able to hop off, and you just watch as this, like, 1.5 wide piece of marble, and it cracks every step down and then cracks the floor as it hits.
Was that...
Italian marble. It's so unpredictable.
You just see him. You can go ahead and get the fuck out.
Okay. And I'm going to turn around and hop down the stairs.
Crunch, crunch, crunch. Fuck wrong with that one.
I do apologize.
I'm going to walk out the front door, but as soon as I hear them go all the way upstairs, I'm coming back in.
Okay. We'll get back to you in a second.
All right, then.
Split the party!
So yes, Mr. Robert Sams, was it?
Call me Bobby.
Bobby? Alrighty then, Bobby. What in the
Bye,
world
Joseph.
exactly what was going on that Dr. Van said then that y'all quote unquote didn't see?
We done got gremlins.
Gremlins?
Gremlins.
As in like from the movie Gremlins?
No, like the actual Ghost in the Machine gremlins.
Time gremlins.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
We don't
We've
know.
had all sorts. Ever since I found that godforsaken safe in the sub-basement.
Safe?
Found the safe in the sub-basement.
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 Did you open
Shouldn't have been a sub-basement.
Was it like any other markings or anything up in that sub-basement?
I ain't been down there. You
Base?
see me? And he is a big man. Like, he is well over 6.5 feet tall and broad. I don't fit.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
So, did anybody open the safe?
Yep.
Did they take anything out?
Nicky Callis. Dr. Van knows they're safe cracker. Somebody's kid learned how to do fancy shit on the internet.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, so ever since they did that, they let the
Remember,
gremlins.
Joseph.
They let the gremlins out, and it fried up the generator, killed 2 of my boy.
Okay.
Killed somebody up over near the elevator. They took a jolt, went down. The elevator then landed on them.
But that's...
Bad problem I got to deal with that now is that OSHA coming to investigate, and let's just say none of them were citizens.
Gotcha.
So I want nobody else. I've shut the site down. Nobody else is getting hurt. None of my boys, none of my ladies here at work are going to get hurt. I don't care what Dr. Van says. I don't give 2 shits about his hoity-toity building. I'll walk.
I would, that this just may be just a bit of far-fetched, or just me just asking something that, was it like any kind of shrubbery or trees up in this building before y'all started construction work?
Shrubbery.
We need
No.
a shrubbery.
No trees. Okay.
Only thing is there was like trash plant up on the roof. Bird shit them there.
A trash plant? It was just a...
Have you ever seen an abandoned building before?
Yes.
Nature reclaims. Pigeons shit seeds.
Alright.
They shit seeds on the roof and grew trash plants.
Probably like ferns and junk.
It still may just be something to just check out. Who knows?
They said it was on the roof.
Yeah.
But I ain't.
Well,
I'm keeping everybody out. I got one guy coming to talk to y'all. Name is Tyrese.
Tyrese?
He'll be here. I don't know. Tyrese don't even want to come back. He's the only one to get back up out that basement after everything went down.
Okay. Okay, then that I will definitely make sure to speak to Mr. Tyrese.
But look, the doc thinks that all this is just druggies. I don't hire nobody that does drugs. That's how somebody, and he holds up his hands, gets a finger like this. And then as he holds it up, you notice that this finger, like at first you think it looks like it's missing. He holds it up and the finger actually kinks off.
Oh.
And angle right here. Done cut it off, but I taped it back on.
Nice.
Nice.
So, I mean, it's... Anyway. I'm going to be trying to get Tyrese again. See how far he is. I'm going to stay down here.
Alright.
Don't you let that weird one that came in half naked walk around this place. Breaking shit.
We'll do so.
He's a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
Troublemaker.
You see him go over to the side, and he has like a makeshift desk that's like 2 sawhorses and like an old door. And he just all of a sudden leans over a cup.
Alright then. I guess that to the roof then, shall
And
we?
just put something else.
Yeah.
So we'll get to you.
Alright.
Give me read a bad situation when you walk back in, because you don't even hear the city outside. Which Monroe's not huge, but
It's a flat roll, so that's going to be a 5 in my first experience.
so mark that one.
Got it.
Also, your next roll is going to be at a -1
Okay.
because you're looking through, and all of a sudden, the hair on your neck and the back of your head starts to. You can feel it bristle up, and you can feel the static charge down your back, and then in your mouth you already taste pennies, like just this very coppery and alkaline-y taste. And you just hear from somewhere in the room with you.
I can hear them upstairs talking to Sims, right? No?
No sound coming from anywhere else once you've entered here.
Okay. I'm gonna let my eyes full black out again, and I don't have it yet. I have to wait for a level up to get my full shape shift, but like shadows of my wings and horns are going to start to manifest behind me. I'm just gonna be like, you don't want to mess with me. I'm all about letting you have your fun. Just take a breather. I'm not here to hurt you.
Okay, so you basically activate your ability and then say that, right?
As like
Okay.
simultaneous situation.
Okay, that's what I'm saying is that's your action. Take 1 harm, magic, no armor.
Okay.
As all of a sudden you just feel somewhere above your hip, like you've just been hit by a pure bolt of electricity. And as you turn and look in that direction, you see what might be a dog.
Hello, Poochie. Can we call a truce temporarily? There's some lovely tasties upstairs.
It does not look like it wants to have anything to do with what you're saying. It is very, like, as it snarls, you see through its mouth just...
Okay. I'm gonna back toward the door rather than push forward.
Okay, so you back up towards the door.
It irritates me to have to do what Mr. Sims said, but yes.
As you go back to the door, which opens out for some reason, you hit the press bar.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to stand up against the metal door then.
The thing is, you bump it, the door doesn't.
Yeah.
So, and I don't have a. I'll do this. This is. I didn't bring a map over, so this is the door to the foyer.
Okay. The stairs.
The stairs.
My marble that I broke. It's so beautiful. I love it.
That was probably imported marble too.
I don't care.
By somebody at some point. So you are here.
Okay.
It's gonna be hard to replace.
Doggo is there. So more or less, this thing comes up. it's big, and like I said, it's a dog.
Mm-hmm. Like the horses.
The best I can give you, it is canid in form, but there's a few too many joints. Mm-hmm. The back is arched slightly wrong, and it's got electricity in its damn teeth. Like, you're like, that's not a... I didn't know that we had a shock schnauzer up in here. I forgot about that breed of dog.
It's beautiful. Okay.
We all now want a Pikachu dog, don't we?
Of course. I would like to think it's more of a Raichu, possibly. But anyway, I'm going to...
Raichu did roids.
I'm going to manifest my sword. It's just, like, your quintessential Shadow Blade. So it's everywhere. So I'm going to manifest my sword, but I would like to rack my demonology brain and do I know any weaknesses or anything about this thing? And I've got that neg 1, but I'm gonna take a risk.
Okay.
So that's a read situation, right?
Read a bad situation.
Flat roll -1. 8er.
An 8?
Mm-hmm.
So
9 -1.
Okay, so you got a you get to hold 1.
Okay.
And you are going to ask
what is most vulnerable to me? As in what can I... How do I get a 1-up?
Okay, so what is the most vulnerable to you?
Yeah.
Looking at this creature that you've never seen before? The walls. The wooden paneled walls, or the still partly drop ceiling that probably goes up to a decorative stucco ceiling above it. Since you do that, it is going to... It sounds like it's trying to bark, but it's like also the sound of a massive inhale happening. 1 harm, magic, ignore armor.
Alright.
And it's another -1 forward.
Okay.
As it hits you, and this time it hits, like, you realize now that the second one's hit you in the hip, both your legs are starting to go a little numb. Fuck this. Okay.
It's another flat roll -1, but I mean, what other options do I have? Little chaos. Oh, that's awful. Okay. That's gonna be a 3.
That's a 3.
That's a 3.
Okay. So as you come in to do it, it just latches into your thigh.
Okay.
2 harm.
Oof.
Now, if you have armor, I'm not saying 2 harm, ignore armor. The bite is 2 harm.
No, I've only got unquenchable vitality. It's a roll to heal myself.
So it bites into your thigh. You're starting to become unstable from whatever this is, and as it bites onto your leg, you almost feel like something in its jaw clicks.
Lockjaw.
And it's not and you just feel the electricity now burning through your leg.
Why you gotta be like that?
I said this was a dangerous one.
Yeah, you did. Give me a minute.
Don't you like Shocky the Spark Pup?
I do like Shocky.
I am just thinking of that one boss of Bloodborne. That's all I'm thinking about right now.
I like Shocky the Spark Pup, but...
The one that screams?
That the one that you get the metal electric mace after you kill it?
Alright.
Well, I'll have to show it to you after.
At this point, this is a new character. I don't have a lot of level ups. So, yeah, I'm gonna...
You're just gonna be so...
No, I'm not shouting. Like, I'm not trying to alert them that something's going down. Like, we're having like a silent detention battle over here. Like,
silent detention.
We want to fight, but we don't want extra detention.
So,
I'm gonna kill you, but I'm gonna get recessed tomorrow. That's all.
The neg 1 is gone now.
It's
right?
gone now.
Okay. All right.
When it bit you, it just bit you, and you can feel electricity coursing through you, but it's not numbing you.
You all were doing so good when it didn't matter. So let's get that back, okay?
Life experience.
Or burn luck.
Could burn luck.
May want to.
Yeah, because...
Well, I mean, at this point, it's only hit me for 1 or 2 at a time. I'll burn luck the next time.
So, it, instead of biting you now that it's latched on. You watch it. It starts pulling you.
Oh, pulling me where?
Into a corner, and I need you to roll me a tough.
Numbers.
See if you can grab onto anything. And
well, it's like going into a shadow corner?
it's not a shadowy corner. It's literally walking backwards into a corner and pulling you with it. Like, it's pulling you around like this.
Yeah, okay. 4. I'm gonna get that level up.
You only level up at the end of the game.
Yeah, I know.
So,
okay, we're gonna try different dice next time.
Pazuzu. You watch as this dog that is latched onto you walks into the corner backwards and keeps pulling itself. It walks into the corner and pulls you into the corner. And you now are experiencing what the 5th dimension looks like.
Ooh, fun. I don't think I've been here before.
No, it's terrible.
It's fun.
That'll be one more harm.
Okay.
Basically psychic damage as you're pulled into this.
Okay.
And then we'll get back to you as you have now just been... as y'all walk out of the door, you can smell ozone and the lights flicker. Also, you have blood, right?
I suppose.
You see puddles of something. Well, actually, give me an investigative mystery.
Both of us?
Yeah.
That'd be a 10.
Experience.
Okay. You notice several puddles. I shouldn't say puddles, but up to about this big, from about a little bit before the doorway back into a corner, and there's a bit of like a slick through them into the corner.
I'm dragging my heels.
Shite. Oh.
They got a little bit of a brimstone-y.
Oh, Pazari. Oh, fuck.
I guess I don't notice because I found like a just dirty rag.
We need to go. Something has happened to Ari, and we need to go save her.
To who?
To Pazuzu.
Oh no!
You don't see all this blood. You don't see this blood.
I kind of like this party. Not gonna lie.
You sit down and you like as you see all this blood. You're looking down like your foot's right in one of the drops.
Oh no! Squish, squish.
About to read a bad situation before I decide what to do.
I am a professional.
Woo!
Off the table. That's a 3. Okay. Good deal. Good deal. Read a bad.
Problem with when you get to a higher level character,
Another
it's so
10.
hard to level up based on failures. Another 10?
Yeah.
So look at the questions for read a bad situation. You
On a
get
10, I get 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what are the dangers we haven't noticed yet?
I'm trying to think what makes sense here because it's not here. You notice that there's some very canid, burnt footprints on the marble.
You see those burnt doggo footprints?
Yeah, those are dog tracks.
Yeah. Then that they are on the marble. What is the best way to protect victims?
Get out.
Okay.
Look, I have practice being the Fae.
Yeah,
Okay?
I understand. I know this. What's the biggest threat?
You hear off in the distance somewhere in the building an odd moan.
You don't.
And the moan causes your spine to tingle, and just a little bit of blood starts running out of both of your noses from it. You also notice when you do that there's blue in your mustache.
I'm not surprised at this. It's gonna be one of these days.
All right.
Worth it.
Going to go in and basically just reach back down up into the bag, and then that you just see just that this bone handle cold iron blade that just has like this very like it just has like the best thing I can describe as like a voodoo key charm hanging on at the end of it.
Oh,
Well, then
time for this already, huh?
Yeah.
So you got a knife out, and it's just like a fucking keychain charm hanging off. That's just like the Reaper from freaking Soul Eater.
Alright, then,
Oh,
it's
sorry.
time. Alright, then, it's just time to. It's just time
I'll,
to do this.
Take the shotgun out of my backpack and put the buttstock on it. Symbol.
Alright, then, let's just go in. Scooby Doo this
Gotta be
shit,
legal.
shall
It
we?
can't be sawed off.
Let's
So,
just-
what are you thinking? Salt? Silver?
I'm thinking cold. Whoop, the lights are flickering again.
Cold iron?
I have that.
Can I say anything about my shells?
You probably just have a regular shotgun, unless you have the Expert's Haven.
I don't.
And
Expert's Haven can get kind of Spencer's gonna have to deal with me. It's like, yeah, I got the weapons thing, so yeah, I think I got Dragon's Flame shotgun shells, so I can just shoot.
I mean, that
fucking
the
12-foot fire out of my
the best
gun.
thing that I can do is just probably maybe just enchant some of those rounds for you.
Hell yeah.
All right, then just
Hand you a box of rounds.
basically just
roll weird to see if you do anything here.
okay, another 10.
Okay, so yeah, you're able to magic the round, so you now have your shotgun does magic damage.
Then
So
Enchant a weapon, it gets +1 harm
Oh.
to magic.
+1 harm, so it's 4 and it's magic damage.
yep.
So
I'm helping from the 5th dimension.
you're just sitting there. It's like Tupac just stares at you. I've been stuck here for years. Help! And you just keep getting drug off.
All right, then we are going down the stairs. Well, I'm gonna go down the stairs.
Okay, so y'all there are some stairs somewhere back here. There is access to what looks like a sealed up door, or the door had been walled over by drywall. Mm-hmm. And it does go down to the basement. Are y'all going down to the basement, or you're going to go upstairs?
I'm gonna go over and tap the corner where I see the blood trail end.
You just tap it. It's a solid wall.
Well, we could try our luck downstairs. Seems to be where all the activity was.
Yeah,
All right.
I agree with that.
Okay, so y'all are going to go downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm just making little adjustments.
Pazari,
Yes.
you are pulled out into a basement.
Oh, how fun. This is where I wanted to be.
Now, you can I can assume as a demon you can sort of see in the dark a
I
little
would
bit.
assume so.
I'm not going to say you have full on D&D dark vision.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you're like, well, and the dog lets go of you right next to 4 dead bodies, 2 of which have these big yellow caution vests on. One looks like a homeless dude,
Okay.
and then one of them you can't really make out what's going on with them.
But they're dead.
They're pretty toasty.
Cool. But the dog let go of me.
The dog let go of you
Okay.
and goes into another corner and disappears.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of finger gun toward the corner. Thanks for the lift. Okay. Alright, cool. I'm going
The
to...
dog just comes back.
With Paul.
Just arms come out of its back.
Nice.
It actually would just be.
So I am going to attempt to heal myself. I'm looking for that 10 plus.
Because aren't you almost unstables?
That'll be 11. So I heal 2 and stabilize.
Okay. So you're looking at your wound. This is a nasty burn. Like all around where the bite was is charred. In fact, you can kind of flake a little bit.
I've had worse. Demons are made by human souls tortured until they're corrupted. That's
True.
how that works.
But
So
as are you sitting up doing this? Like,
I'm gonna get to my feet. Like, oh hello, where's your soul? Like staticky,
you see like kind of
arc lighting.
kind of like when electricity goes up a Jacob's ladder, just down. Like you can actually see the bones in the forearm.
Ooh.
Fancy.
And
when I went into the 5th dimension, did my blade go away, or do I still have it?
You didn't dismiss it.
Alright, so I'm gonna just kind of like guillotine the hand.
Okay, roll kick some ass.
I really need that roll weird instead of tough here.
You don't have monstrous strength?
Not yet.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a 5, so that'll be a level up later.
So you miss.
Yeah, great. How did I miss that?
You go to swing, and as you go to swing, you see the hand go, and you take one electric damage, and the head just kind of rolls over, and you can just see these almost like candles in a window hundreds of feet away. This dim little like just arc going through them.
I am going to just attempt to just wrench away and stand up and move away from the bodies.
Tough.
Flat roll again. Okay. 7.
7. Okay, so that's a mixed success. You're going to take 1 harm getting away from them, but you pull it off, and you see that the 2 bodies that are in the yellow suits start to stand up and kind of... It's convulsing, and you're also watching as you see their skeletal form start to glow, and you just get the smell of burning flesh.
Okay. I'm gonna back away to... I'm assuming the stairs come down here somewhere.
You have no clue where. You're in like a...
Oh, this is the sub-basement.
You don't know if it's a sub-basement, but you're in a room. But there's no... Like, this is a full-on, takes up a full city block building. The basement is sizable. You're in part of it. You don't see the stairs anywhere near you, but you can get around the corner that thing disappeared into. And it seems like it opens up to a hallway.
I'm gonna move cautiously that way, and while I do, I would like to heal myself again.
Okay. Well, you're backing away, and you watch as the other bodies start to have the same type of thing get up and spark and stand.
10 to heal, so heal 2 and stabilize.
So, you're feeling a little bit better, but again, I don't know. I think that Zuzu might be getting just a little tired of this shit at this point.
Yeah, just a little bit. But also, like, when things get rough, Ari is a little more, like, calm, cool, and collected situation. It's not... Like, the chaos goes away, but focus is there.
Okay, so these figures are moving very slow as they're getting back up, but again, like I said, you can see that their inner skeletal is lighting up like a filament.
As I'm moving away from them, I want to... I don't think there's even a move for it. But I'm a deal demon, and I deal in human souls. Would I be able to tell human souls?
Roll weird.
Okay. 12.
12.
I want to see if I can feel where buddies are.
You can't necessarily feel where they are.
Okay.
But this is weird. You can definitely feel where there is an absolute absence, like a void, and it's 4 figures. Like you kind of like your eyes black for a second, and then like flash red, and you're like, you immediately have almost like a sonar image here and gone. But where they're standing up is just this dark void. You also see a dark void several feet this way.
Okay.
Go into a corner, and then come out one above you.
This is something I've never seen before. I'm going to keep looking for either, like, keep pinging for them or look for a way, I'm assuming, up.
Okay, so you're just going to give me a read a bad situation, because this is this could be investigative mystery, but there's threats.
I mean, either way, it's the same roll. Like,
So just...
Flat. 6. I'm going to get so many level ups.
Oh, that's a good thing about failing. So, you're just going to go off cautiously
Running in circles, great.
into this dark, and it's damp. Like, also every so often you have to duck, or else a pipe is going to catch your head.
Fun 6-foot person. Okay.
So the two of y'all are coming down the stairs, and there's some lights, but it's, if anyone's ever been in an old building, like first half of the last century building, wiring's not fantastic. Light bulbs are not fantastic, and it's like, I don't know what it was about before, I don't know, the 90s, about people wanting to just have like a creepy ass fucking basement with the electricity. Or a creepy stock room. It's like, oh, this is the part where none of us really go. We only need like one light with a pull chain in the dead center of the room.
It was probably a lot of Pulp Fiction fans.
It's like, you know what I mean? It's like there's always the horror movie. Someone's in the basement. They pull on like the one light in the room, and it's like shit's just right at the edge of the light, and it's like, oh no, and then the light, and you hear a scream.
Right.
Yeah, it's the lighting down here is not fantastic. I mean, there's a lot of like the first little bit is decent because it's lights that have been run by the construction crew, but you can see that it's like the light once you get out into the basement. The basement's got a ceiling about this high, but they have those like kind of weird light, or the kind of lights that hang down, and they got like the metal cover on the top with a little bulb. Both y'all give me read a bad situation the second y'all hit the bottom of the bottom step of the basement stairs.
That is a 9.
7.
Okay, so both y'all get the whole 1.
You can go first.
No, there it is.
If y'all fail me one more time, we're going for the angel dice, and that ain't gonna work well because we playing a demon.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Crowley, take the wheel.
Roll boxcars for me now. Don't want to die to some electrical hound.
Zap zombies.
Are there any dangers we haven't noticed here?
Or would it be zombies?
Zombies.
Are there any dangers we haven't noticed here?
Yes.
Oh.
Ominous.
So I'm gonna act on that information.
Then
Rack my shotgun.
What is the biggest threat?
Something you haven't seen yet.
You just see coming out, because you come down and it opens up into kind of like what looks like, it opens up into a large room, and there's a couple doors off here. This really looks like it was a storage room with a couple like old file cabinets. One of the doors is hanging kind of off against the wall. One hinge is still catching. From that opening, you watch this you see this large creature. Maybe it's a dog, but you're watching energy crackle through spines that might be fur. And there's a large mouth that is every so often lit up with almost this golden electrical light that's going around these, like you didn't get to see it because they went into your leg very quickly. The teeth are spaced out almost like they're meant to latch in and hold on, and like the top teeth and the bottom teeth mate.
Then
So it's coming out.
somebody has been playing a lot of Bloodborne, Bloodborne would have not have been out by this time. Somebody's been up into their HP Lovecraft lore.
So y'all act, and I get to react. This is how it goes.
Okay. Well, since I'm looking for threats based off my read a bad situation,
And I point that out to you, be like, Mr. Smith, look at that
since
dongo.
I'm acting based off those answers, I get the you get +1 ongoing while the information is relevant.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright.
That doesn't look shotgun.
Okay.
That doesn't look effective with shotguns.
You
so,
have a magical shotgun now, let me remind you.
Yes, but
Bibbity bobbity kaboom.
Bobby Firebolt.
Oh,
You're on what?
I'm a firebolt.
and then I was going to try to restrain it.
Hold on, this is for calling me. The Sterlington Carroll game's going on.
Oh.
Carroll's got 18 and Sterlington has 21. So it's much closer than they were predicting.
Yeah. Oh.
And if we beat them, Sterlington's #1 in the district.
Oh, wow.
Wait,
So,
you mean Carol?
no, Sterlington's #1 in the district because we're
Number 2.
no,
Wow.
we're 3A.
Yeah.
We're 3A. So we lost to Union, but we beat all. This is the last district game. If we beat them, they're number 1 in the district. We're number 3. So they would probably still say number 1, but it would put us above Wassman.
Oh.
Good.
The
Well.
petty. The petty. Oh
Well.
my god.
So you were attacking, and I was going to try to restrain it with magic.
Okay, so let's resolve. You're attacking it with.
Yeah, I'm gonna use Firebolt.
Roll some weird.
Just basically magic. I am. I guess I'll do all the other stuff after I roll.
What is the other stuff?
Well, I've got something called Burn Everything,
Okay.
and then I also
'Cause
have
Carnage.
effects.
Okay.
So,
So you're just throwing a fireball at it.
or Firebolt. I'm not gonna explode anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That.
Yee.
I mean, yeah, that's
Yeah.
a success. So on
Yee.
a 10, what happens? What's your magic?
Okay, so the magic works without issue. Choose your effect. So I'm gonna inflict harm.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw in with Burn Everything. When you use magic to inflict harm, you can choose to inflict 3 harm area or 3 harm, ignore armor. And I'm gonna ignore armor.
Okay, so that's 4 harm altogether.
I think so.
Okay.
Boom.
Alright. And then that.
Zap, zap.
It didn't like that. So as it does, it just boom. So you take 1 harm, ignore
Okay.
armor, and you have a -1 to your next roll. As where it hits you in the gut,
So,
and it's like that section of your stomach went to sleep.
oh, I stuck a fork in a light socket.
Oh, hell
So
no,
I'm
no.
just on straight rolls still because I got Luck of the Damned. After you use magic or cast a rote, take +1 forward on your next roll.
Okay, so it cancels it out.
Yeah.
So you're
So I said that I wanted to try to restrain it.
okay. Roll weird.
Arrows, that thing's all tingly.
10.
10. Okay, so it goes off. What else are you doing? Because you get one other effect with the spell, right? Because you're just casting magic.
Yeah, I am just casting just magic.
Trap A.
I am going to trap a. I am just going to just trap in, and you just see just like similar bones just come around, and then just get around its paws and just leave it there.
Okay, as you're doing that, it gets off another one of those howl blasts. Take 1 harm, ignore armor,
Okay, that's
and
fine.
you have a -1 on your next roll. Is it hits your hand,
Okay,
and your hand is now completely numb and twitching,
okay.
and it is tangled up in the doorway.
There
And
you go.
it's-
You got free reign on it.
Oh,
Shaking your hand. Like,
you all right?
I'm alright. That it seems like melee with the shotgun would be more effective than my
do you
blade.
want the use magic one?
Yeah, I'm looking at kick some ass. That's not going to help me. I'm trying to make sure what it can do.
Because we can just give it just the old southern one too.
Okay,
Pap, pap.
pop, pop.
Pop, pop, stab, stab. But that's my law.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna hit with another firebolt. 6, 7, 8, 9.
So there's a
Works in
glitch.
yeah.
So you pick the effect that you wanted to do.
Yeah, I'm going damage again.
Okay, and you're going to add your other thing into it again?
Yep.
Okay, the glitch. Okay, it's going to have a problematic side effect. And you watch as this thing literally, you watch as electricity shoots out to the side. It's gone. Your bones that were restraining
Right.
collapse. But the fireball has caught the wooden door frame. Learning very quickly that there's probably some flammable insulation here. As the wall goes up and also the lights that were on, they're gonna, both of y'all roll me just straight d6. Let's see who's closest to a light.
5,
6.
You take 1 harm from light bulb exploding right next to your head.
What in the
And you then see off in the distance, in corners, every so often, a pair of
Them or me?
them. Well, I guess you would also notice that you, as you go,
Like, would I have heard the explosion?
oh, you heard this. The lights came on down here first, and like, and as you look around, there is shit scrawled on the walls down here, and the lights are back out.
Okay.
Like, it's like the lights come on for a second. It's like shit's on the wall that was written that, like, you have, like you said, we said you can see in the dark. You don't see anything written on the walls when there's no light on. Like, it's not like you're looking at it and you see like chalk written on the wall. It's just wall. When the lights came on, there was light blue writing on all the walls.
Oh.
Again, I don't think there's a rule for it. But since my blade is magical, I mean, sort of, kind of, could I switch it to like a different elemental presentation?
I would not say no. You just couldn't use it as a weapon at that time.
I'd like to use it as like an arc reactor. Like, make it a lightning sword temporarily to see if I can see this writing again.
Okay, well, what element is it right now?
Shadow.
It's a shadow sword. What does the ability say on the monstrous sheet?
Well, that's the thing, is it's just supposed to be a sword. That was just a flavor that I was doing, was that it's not something physical that I have all the time.
Okay, but the sword does what?
2 harm, hand, messy. It's just a sword.
So it's not magic then.
It's not magic.
So no, you can't change it to a lightning sword in this case, unless you want to roll weird to see if you can enchant it. Which you could do, because technically anyone can attempt to do magic.
We'll give it a go. So I'd like to see that writing again without having to wait for somebody else to go zap zap. 11?
11, okay, so that means that the spell goes off.
It should just be off without a hitch.
Yeah, it just goes off.
And
without
so
a
you've
hitch.
enchanted your weapon, which means now it's a +1.
Cute.
And you have electricity running up it, and as you bring your sword that is now electrical near the blue writing starts to light up.
Okay.
And as you look back down the hallway where the figures are staggering, you can see around them the writing is lighting up.
Alright, can I read the writing?
No.
No.
You look at it. Well, you can read it. You don't understand it. It's a bunch of runes that you haven't seen before.
Curse these humans.
Every so often you think you see a Greek letter.
Well, that was my native tongue. How dare they butcher it?
Like, I'm talking like old Greek. Like,
Pazari be old.
I know. This is like,
But this is like
this is like Mycenaean.
Pazari is that old.
I'm just saying, like Mycenaean B. Like,
Yeah.
where it's like, is there really a Hades? Not in the Mycenaean text.
Yeah.
Like, you're going through, it's like every so often you see like a word that makes sense, but it doesn't, like, out of context, it doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. Butchering my native tongue. How dare. Alright, I'm gonna keep looking, like, trying to track. Follow where the lights were zooming from.
Oh no, it's all the lights.
Alright, fine. I'm still gonna try to track the big boom.
Okay. That came up from above you.
Alright, I'm still looking for stairs.
Yep. So, you see a couple. Oh, we lost Kyle, didn't we?
Oh no. Hey, boss step.
So, let's see what time are we at.
We are at 8:40. I just
Okay.
checked it.
So you see a couple of these glowing mouths appear in the shadows with this kind of growling noise again.
Are they down the hall? Do we see anything?
Corners. Anywhere where you see a corner,
Okay.
there seems to be about 6 of them.
So I'm convinced we need to go on further into the basement
Yeah.
and figure out what's going on with the safe. Because it sounds like
Why, absolutely.
they opened it and that's when things went bad.
Yeah.
So, want to give me a hand with some magic stuff?
I can. I can help out.
Now, are y'all looking at magic or are y'all looking at big magic?
Magic.
Do you want to do normal magic? Because I can just help out. I can do a help out.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do normal
Alright,
magic.
I'm about to help out.
Okay, roll.
So-
cool to help out.
These dogs are in front of us, right?
5.
They're popping up in the corners everywhere.
There's about like, okay, so let's say this is the room y'all just came into. There's door here, door here, door here. This opens up to a room. This seems to open up to rooms, and there's one here. There's obviously a corner in there. There's something in here that creates a corner, so there's one there. There's one there, and you can kind of see through the glass that there's another couple over here. Like I said, they're appearing like they haven't materialized. You just see those electricity-filled, toothy maws in the corners.
Okay.
I am going to burn the luck to get that a 12 so that he can get a I am just going to just burn it and just get a 12 on my roll.
So that's a +1.
It says on a +10, then it grants them a +1. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you got a.
Okay, so I get an extra one.
But that you also get to do that.
So I'm at
Okay.
+4 right now.
Nothing seems to happen just yet.
Okay.
Okay. So which direction are we going? Which room? Where are we going?
Let's just go. I will follow your lead.
Pick the room that has no glowing teethy mouths.
Yeah, then let's try not to get bit.
Yeah, we're gonna go in the room that we don't see anything.
Okay.
And then as soon as we're through the door, I'm gonna use my weird and throw out a spell to. The effect I want is bar a place or portal to a specific person or type of creature, and it's going to be those dogs since I've seen them.
Okay, where exactly are you barring them from, though?
This room.
Okay.
So I'm pulling the +1 I got from using magic.
Okay.
It's +1, +2 to this roll. That's 13.
13. Okay. You see one of them launch.
Just get into the room.
Door, boom, and it hits like the open doorway. Can't get through. You see light emanate from corners in the room you're in.
Okay.
None of them getting through. You barred them from this room.
Alright.
Okay. Okay. Let's see about getting some light.
Okay. Basically, I am going to just set down just basically that my sword just up and at the middle, and then I am going to channel the best kind of eerie green light I can from it.
You're turning your sword into a glow stick.
More so like one of those emergency things that, like survivalists
A
use.
glow
A
stick.
glow stick.
Oh, a glow stick. I never knew what a glow stick was.
Great. Now you're just gonna start spinning it around. And next thing I know, you're gonna offer me
Okay.
candy.
That is 8. So it is a
It happens,
impartial.
but it's a glitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not going to have as long a duration as you think
Alright,
it's going to
then.
have.
All right. Then
So in
if
other
it's-
words, I'm just going to tell you when the light goes out.
Okay. So I had tried to tell Pazari, which then we just need to try to find him. That I had this weird dream. That do you know anything about a golden apple? That whenever that it comes into contact with its environment, it destroys everything, but not the apple itself.
It reminds me a lot of
It sounds like that. I am not familiar with just
Discordia.
with
She had a golden apple.
from just that my Greek.
I'm not sure what
class.
Discordia has to do with all this.
Wasn't her name was like Airy, something like that? Don't know.
I don't know.
Over here, like Greek and Roman names. Which one's which?
Atalanta.
I mean, I don't.
know. But yeah, then that's the only vague vision I've had about this. And then that whenever that Mr. Sims that said something about like trash tree, maybe then that could be some kind of connected tree.
He's referring to just garbage plants.
Who knows? It could be something else.
Well, we're on the wrong part of the building to get to the roof. And
Well,
we still
then
gotta
that we
find.
need to-
Smoke's coming in through the open doorway, by the way.
Oh,
You did set that other room partially on fire.
Yeah, I did.
yeah. Then
You
that,
set the basement of a very big building on fire.
I love both of you.
So
Way to turn this into hell.
we need to find Zuzu, as much as it pains me to say. I am a professional, though.
I am too, but you know that it is help, and then that's somebody that we are both connected to.
Unfortunately.
Burps and hiccups. We got Spence. That's like 90% of what I could clip from you.
So, what should we do about the fire?
Put it out.
We can try to put out the fire.
The sprinklers come on.
Sprinklers kicked on.
Sprinklers.
Hey, that means that the fire department's going to show up.
And also, you watch as the electricity off of these hounds that are standing in that room is now out through the
Arcing.
water.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh. We just made the shits and Legends of the Hidden Temple quite shit, but worse.
Oh no, the water, because eventually the floors, y'all are feeling every so often a little shock.
We need to.
Alright, is there another room in here? Another doorway? Or is it
Investigate a mystery.
Nikes.
11.
7.
Yeah, there's a door right back here.
All right, then
So
let's
mean.
go.
Alright, we
As you
going.
open the door, there's a stairwell that cuts right here. Who goes through first?
Oh, we love it when we ask that question.
You have the shotgun, my dude. You have the shotgun. Mr.
Wizard with a
Smith.
shotgun.
Okay, so.
Roll, read a bad situation the second you go through this door.
Oh.
Oh, I already know it's going to be a bad situation. It is, okay. I already used my +1 for magic. Or did I?
You did.
From the
I,
help
I
out.
did another magic effect, so I get a continuing +1.
Damn it. Yeah, that kind of works.
Sorry. I am
sounds
so
good.
sorry.
Every
I killed
time
the
I
dice.
use magic. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, I'm going to say you're able to get out of the way because the second you step through, one of those motherfuckers just jumps right out of the corner at you and almost bites you. As you step back in the room, and it goes back at the door you just came through, and it can't get through.
Yep.
Okay.
On the shotgun.
But you're just putting a knife on the shotgun?
Yep. I put my,
That is so bad for the knife.
I put my Anathema on the shotgun like a bayonet.
A fame.
A thing. Whatever.
So as soon as that,
Bayonet.
I just see that,
Made out of
then
silver.
then that you know that Rose is about to basically just where is that the thing? Like as soon as that Smith had just passed through the room.
Okay, so it looks like there might be a closet here, and then the landing and the stairs go down.
Okay.
And it's like an old set of wooden stairs.
And so the corner is the one in... Oh,
Right.
that corner?
That corner. It came
Okay.
out like he was coming through, came right through here.
And then it is basically at the doorway as
Yeah,
I am
it's-
trying to come.
It's like if you've ever seen a big dog put its face up against the
Yeah.
glass, that is what you're getting.
Get it, bastard. Get it.
Oh,
Oh.
oh, cute doggo. Then that she just takes the blade and then that she's about to stab it.
Okay.
And it's...
That's the straight 6 for some kick some ass.
Okay, so as you do that, your arm has to go out the
Yeah.
take 2 harm.
Okay, that I have invincible, so then I have
yeah.
armor. 2
So
armor, so no damage.
okay, no damage. You feel the teeth sink in, and you hear the lock. Give me a tough.
Tough. 8.
Okay, so it's a mixed success. You're gonna take one electrical harm that's not armor,
Okay.
and it starts pulling. It pulls you through the doorway,
Yeah.
but it doesn't. It's trying to pull you down the stairs.
Oh.
But as that happens, from the other corner, you see another one's jumping out from behind her as this one has latched onto Rose's arm, is trying to pull her down the stairs.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast a spell.
We literally have a magic fucking shotgun not getting used this entire fucking game.
Well, you know, if my kicks and ass wasn't -1.
Nobody has the you can roll weird instead of...
I was
Not
going
yet.
to take that.
It's not an option I've got.
Not yet.
No, not yet,
I'm
but
playing-
you can take a move from another
From the
monstrous.
I'm playing a
or else at the
broker.
spell slinger.
I'm playing a broker demon. I had to go for the doing dealers with people stuff.
Not yet.
Like, I make choices.
There were life choices made.
Wait, we only get to pick 2 moves to start with, so it's like
Yeah, this is a rough game
Yeah.
so far.
we're starting at level 1. We're gonna die.
Okay, I know what I'm gonna do.
Banish thee, demon!
I am.
Be gone!
I'm gonna try and
thought.
banish both dogs.
Both?
Both.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh boy.
If not, burn it all. I don't burn it all into this.
Yeah.
You have to do harm to use that, don't you?
Burn it all, yeah.
Okay.
Blood hunter.
So. Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh.
7.
You might want to burn that,
Yeah, I'm burning luck.
Okay, so it goes off without a hitch. What happens when you burn luck, though?
When you spend luck until the end of the mystery, backlash on your spells will be extra nasty.
Okay. Note what I can do there.
Yep.
So, you do that in both of them. But you know there's more of them.
Yeah.
And there's still corners.
There's a lot of corners.
And your sword's casting enough light before it eventually...
Okay. Well,
that you notice that technically all the stairs...
it's doing that thing.
So every step has at least
2 corners.
2 corners.
Oh. If
Well.
I am going to use magic to basically...
We could do the same thing again, and maybe do it for the stairwell, because the
So that
stairwell
is what I'm
considers itself a
thinking.
passage.
Yeah, that I am basically going to use magic to basically bar these creatures from the stairwell, so that way that we can have a safe trip down.
Roll weird,
Hang
and then
on,
we're gonna
I'll
switch
help
back
you
to
out.
All right.
roll. You roll. Then we're getting back to
+1.
Okay.
Pazari.
I'm gonna use my +1 on this roll.
Okay.
8, 9. I expose myself.
You grant the 1, but you expose yourself to harm.
Yep.
Okay.
I expose myself. Pazuzu's not here to get a look.
No.
Oh. Okay.
Burning another one.
Okay. So that's
So that's a 12.
so it works. The whole stairwell, like every so often you hear a underneath the stairs.
Thump.
That's too much already. It's okay.
Yeah.
We
Now
we
something might
level
come into
ones are
play.
going to
Let me see your
die.
fates.
We level
Treachery
ones
and damnation.
Okay.
will die.
So
Okay, Devin.
I'm not trying.
So what happens is takes care of that.
Uh-huh.
You're going to be the first one through the door at the bottom,
Okay.
which as it opens creates a corner.
Yes, I know.
Zap,
Yeah.
zap.
So
Before I go through, I've got...
no, I mean you expose yourself to this, so you're
Yeah.
opening the door. You do have your weapon ready, but you're doing this, and you've just created a corner as the door opens into this new hallway. And chomp.
Chomp, chomp.
So take 1 harm, because it's not going to be a clean bite, because it's coming from... Oh, like the door has this like glass window to it.
Alright, how many
As you created it, this
charge
creature's coming through the
energies?
corner that you've made on this side, and you're still opening the door, busting through the glass, so it's not clean the way it got you.
Uh-huh.
But every so often, as it's snarling and wriggling, you watch as blue writing lights up on the wall.
Found a thing, I'm in trouble.
right.
By the way, I'm going to say that now that you have a safe room and a safe stairwell after this. If you do something like block a passageway again, the other one becomes okay for something to go through.
I figured that's what would happen.
Like
Yeah.
like you can't just say like we blocked off the whole
Yeah,
basement.
that you can't do. Yeah,
You
that
just get
I
back to
would
the first
rule that.
room and there's just a boss T-posing.
Just like it's just like the fog wall. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so back to you. As you're walking through everything, every so often your sword is lighting it up, and it's a pattern. Like more than like writing, it's a pattern. And again, you can look back, and every so often, like I don't know, maybe you're bored. You just stop for a second, wait for them to like get within like 10, 15 feet of you, and just start going again. And there's every so often there's a passageway that splits off to the side.
Okay.
But you haven't noticed anymore. You haven't noticed that dog creature again.
Okay.
The writing is everywhere, and it's like it wraps around corners.
Okay. I would like to use magic. There's a option here for communicate with something that you do not share a language with. Communication does not have to be two-way. Could I use that to
I would
read?
say that it's legitimate to see if you could read this.
Okay.
That would make sense. I mean, it's like comprehend languages. Okay. So, I mean, I think that would be okay.
It's a 7.
7 is a mixed success. So I'm going to say it's not as effective as you thought it was. You get a second to get this in, but as you're reading through this, it just says, "And may her reign be kept to may her reign be ceased. May she be continually contained." That's what's repeated through here. And like that's what you're able to retain from this.
Okay. Alright, give those a go. I would like to
Oh, missed something.
What's that?
Sorry.
Okay, we'll pick that up with the next time. It's already been too far since that.
Yep.
Since you missed with that. Oh,
she's really not a cuddler, is she?
She is. She's just shy.
She says.
I'll put you back now.
Alright, could I attempt my soul sonar again to try to look for my buddies?
Roll weird.
Don't fail me. Souls are white, right? Okay, 9.
9. You do the and right about that time is also when you see a large flash of electricity as a door gets shattered and you hear say, "Found a thing, in trouble."
Alright, well I'm gonna I'm gonna skip over to them. And kind of be like, "Hello. Nice of you to join the party."
Creature hanging out the door. Also notice that at the end of this hallway, 2 more are coming out of the corners. So we're going to start with you two because you're down the stairs. So we'll start here and then go around.
Okay.
So pure drive means that if I have an opportunity, I have to either indulge or act under pressure to resist.
Mm-hmm.
He's trapped in a doorway. This is a perfect opportunity to be mean. And so I need to act under pressure.
Yes, act under pressure to see if you do anything.
I also have a dog taking a chunk out of me.
7.
7. That's a mixed success.
I don't know what that means. I've never played this before.
Mixed, okay.
Sorry.
It means that for this one, act under pressure.
Yeah, I get to pick a worse outcome hard, or you pick a worse outcome hard choice or price to.
No, you pick and then I tell you what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Hard choice.
Okay, your hard choice here is you could totally be mean and do some. What do you wish to do?
It'll either be hurt, like poke him with a sword, or it'll be stand back and let the thing continue gnawing on him. Like this, it's a toss-up. The point is, I have an option to be cruel.
Yes.
And so cruelty is my drive. So it's like,
which one would you rather do? Let him be mauled or salt the wound?
Salt the wound.
Okay. Worst outcome is you can totally do this, inflict harm on him, but to do so puts you right in the jaws of this creature.
Oh yeah, no, that's not a hard choice at all. I'm not gonna get bit again. I'm gonna lean back against the opposite wall. Kind of be like, "You having a good time there? You made a new friend."
You know what? Fuck you.
Okay, so what's going to happen is you lean back against the wall.
There's no corners against this wall,
No.
right?
And just all of a sudden, on your shoulder.
Are we seriously Jurassic Park Sam Jackson arming me?
No, it hits, you look down and you can see lit up skeleton filament arm. It digs in, take one harm as you get zapped, and what you see is Zuzu over here, just like, ha ha ha. And then what looks like electric zombies just start going around him like Night of the Living Dead style.
Oh, no.
Bloody!
So,
like flailing
your
like
turn.
spider webs.
You mean all I see is a dog in my face?
You just see that. And
Oh, God. Don't bring back who I think you're going to bring.
Okay. Yeah, I'm tired of this dog explosion.
You're going to explode?
I'll explode the dog.
Okay, roll weird. You're doing your rote spell.
Yep. Unfortunately, I don't have a +1.
You also don't get to add your burn everything down to this because it's a rote spell, I believe.
Yep.
Rote spell does its own thing.
Yeah. No, because, well, I could argue. Because it says when you use magic and the rotes count as magic.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, chat. Not trying to yawn.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
I'm just double checking because every time I hear rote, I think of Dresden Fate, where when you have a rote spell, it is set. You can't modify it without having to cast it as a separate spell.
Gotcha.
It's a specialized use of magic, which is built with the keeper.
Yeah. Good call.
It's more powerful than the basic use magic spell, so I'm going to say it's something different.
Okay, so it's not use magic?
It's special magic that's not going to allow you to add your incineration on top of it.
Oh, okay. Damn, now it feels really weak.
No, it's still pretty dope, and it's messy.
Yeah, alright, I'm still casting it. No, I'm not.
That's a 4, so that's a
It's a
miss.
6. Yeah.
Experience.
Okay,
Love the
well,
experience.
let me see your thing again.
Oh.
Which thing?
You missed.
Yeah.
Let me see your sheet.
This one?
Or that one. I got to read the thing.
Oh, yeah. And I also took 1 damage from that.
Oh, boy.
So.
Yeah, and this
Dude,
is,
you got
I'm going to say that
problems.
hits them. I'm really glad I said you couldn't use that other one in it, or else this would be super bad.
Yeah.
So, closest one to you is Pazari.
Or would it be
Rose?
what's her face behind it?
You're back up the stairs.
How far up the stairs? Because I mean, the hallway's got to be at least 5-6 foot across. So how far back is Rose?
About midway down the stairs at this point.
All right, fine.
So that is how much damage on the rote spell?
Y'all hating on the
3.
demon?
No.
That is, so take 3 harm, magic.
Where you at?
And what else does it do?
That's it.
That's 7.
Unless you want to give me the
Oh,
plus one.
7?
Huh?
That's 7.
Is that dead?
I don't remember what the rule is.
It's
been too long since we played this.
There's 7 health.
Oh, no. At 8 harm, you're dead.
Okay, so-
Dying.
Yeah, done.
So, what happens is you cast a spell, it doesn't hit the dog, and you're sitting there like, oh, I'm about to get out of this. I'm going, all of a sudden, your stomach area just explodes in this fiery. I'm sorry. I just.
What? Are we allowed to F-bomb? I mean, we're allowed
Yes.
to F-bomb. What the ever-loving fuck?
And you just drop on the ground unconscious
Oh.
with your abdomen ripped open.
You might want to run.
Who are you?
Right?
No, we're dead. We're basically both dead at this point.
You just exploded the demon's tongue.
Oh my.
We ain't even gonna get to the boss fight. How dare you?
Alright, it is my go, I take it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So as soon as I come down, then I just see like, what in...
There's 2 dogs this way, 1 dog out the door.
One's on me.
Oh, that's the one that didn't quite get a clean bite. It's literally on the other. Wait, so that means this dog gets a. Yeah, it's going to bite you. So that's you did that attack. That's 2 harm, and it locks on your arm.
Where are you at harm-wise?
Dying.
Oh my... Both of y'all?
What, are
We
you
just
down?
said this,
I
yes.
am dying.
You're at.
7 is...
7.
Yeah.
Okay, 7. So you drop. I would say y'all are barely conscious. How about that? Because at 8 you're dead.
You're the only one left standing, hon.
Oh, what? Oh.
The thing is, you can only heal 1 harm with a use magic.
Big magic, big magic.
Oh, I know what I'm doing next turn.
If you
If
survive.
I survive to that point.
Well, I mean, the thing is that I'm trying to be fair with the way things are going around here. Like, it makes sense that the one that's right next to him that he just tried to blow up would react. These other 2 at the hallway are probably going to go for... Well, you're still in the hallway. Do you step out? Or you're still in the stairwell, right?
I am going down the stairwell.
Is there enough space for Rose to get around Doggo and...
Doggo's like...
Because
okay,
Doggo's still got...
This is the most awkward thing. Dog's bit and is stuck in an awkward, like, dog on the hind legs coming through the glass of the door that his weight is still pressed against. So it's just like the most, like, the dog's like, oh, I have to let go, and then then they're gonna get it. I'm not gonna get my good boy treat.
I see all of this, and then it's just like, well, shite.
Told you a high death campaign. Or high death game.
I picked very risky.
I am going to attempt
Risky class.
to throw a heal towards even. Pazari.
I mean, you do see like Ari's guts just.
Yeah. So then that.
You're like, I didn't even know demons had intestines.
So then that basically just kind of
Halloween's over, Hewitt. Why are you doing this?
Just basically tries to just just point at the pommel of just at the blade, and then that hopefully then that some spooky skulls just come out spiritual skulls to just start to just kind of like reverse some of those effects. I'm gonna do it because I'm burning. I am going to make that a 12 again, and you get to heal 1 harm, neg 1 harm, or at least that it does say that I can neutralize a poison. So then that is,
It says or
that I would just rather just take off the harm.
Yeah,
so,
I was gonna say, why are you gonna try to kill a poison? There's no poison here. There's just exploded tummy.
yeah, and then I'm just like, well, seems like deja vu all over again.
So with that, you had to step out into the hallway with this?
Yep.
So you get bit 2 harm.
Okay, that's nothing.
And it locks.
I have a
and
question.
give me a tough.
Why don't the dogs have to roll dice?
Because I'm the DM. Or I'm the keeper. I don't roll shit.
Wait.
You roll tough.
Oh, wait. Let me just... I just rolled 1.
Basically just rolling for him.
That's a flat 7.
7.
Mixed
Okay,
success.
so it's a mixed success. You're going to take 1 harm, ignore armor. You're able to kind of resist and dig in, but it's pulling you. And Pazari, as you're starting to kind of like, you start to fade to black, and you're like, okay, what technically happens to a demon when, do I go to hell? Oh no, they'd send me to heaven. It's like you just wake up, welcome to Mormon heaven.
Don't even.
Oh,
As an ex-Mormon, I move that all Mormon references be left off this table, please.
Okay,
Thank you.
I will not do that again. Welcome to Ned Flanders heaven.
I don't know that reference, okay.
Simpsons. Ned Flanders, the neighbor.
Okay.
Any case, as you're coming back to, like, you fade to black, and then all of a sudden, you're looking down, and your stomach is all sorts of jacked up.
Again,
But-
I've seen worse.
Shouldn't have eaten that Taco Bell.
You're like, you can see your 5th kidney,
Lovely.
but the hands
like
are
skeletal
scooping.
hands are just like...
Well, not just that, but you see the zombies are scooping your innards back into you and start trying to pull you down the hallway.
Oh, that
Right,
was not mine.
Well, first things first. I'm weighing problems here. Fighting while still half dead, or healing self while still half dead. I'm gonna just, I'll let them drag me. Like, I'm not gonna resist that. I'm channeling energy for this. Alright, we're back to the original dice. Don't fail me. Better. That's a 10.
Okay, so you're able to heal.
Okay, I got 2 of them. And it technically stabilizes even if I'm not back
Right,
below 4.
They are also electrically charged zombies, so you're going to take 2 anyway as you're getting tased pulled. You're like, ha! Ha!
Alright,
I'm sorry, I feel like you're talking shit the whole time. That's like every other word is getting...
You mother... Alright, let me, I'm gonna assume that my sword went poof when I faded out, so, I'm just gonna attempt to... Let's twister this and wriggle away.
Okay, well, we've already done the healing and the zappies, so you're fighting it. There is a big old doggo holding on to you. You're barely holding on. It's trying to drag... It's going to probably break the door off and drag you and door to wherever it's going. It's like, you saw the dog that gets the stick that's too big to get through the door to the house.
I've got a stick.
This eventually is going to happen to dog that's going to have a door around it. What you doing?
I don't know.
Because everybody's in this hallway.
Well, I'm being dragged away. Bye, guys. See you all in the next life.
Bye. Have a wonderful time.
Thanks for all the fish.
I don't know.
Get your zappy hands off me. You damn dirty apes.
Just as you said, it's going to be like...
Oh, my face. Mummy, I'm seeing
What are you
stars. He's not thinking. He's dead.
I allowed you to do something with the 0, so I mean, you're about to fade out.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you're unstable, which means...
Well, my first issue is I gotta get this dog off of me. The next
Mr.
issue is I gotta
Smith.
keep him off me.
You're also unstable, so here in a second, you're going to
Yeah.
bleed out.
Mr. Smith, I thought about doodling a dick on your face.
Blow up the demon again.
I'm trying to give
I
you
will go out petty,
I'm
if
trying to
nothing
give
else.
you a banner rage. Like, come on. Hulk out here.
That was one of my thoughts was El Kaboom.
You have a magical
Go out with a
shotgun.
bang.
Just kill all y'all.
Wizard with a
basically.
gun.
I mean,
And the building.
that's one way to solve it. But it may cost the city money, but it's okay.
Screw the city.
He lives in the woods. What are you talking about?
I don't have a house.
He's homeless. Screw all you people that have homes.
I mean, that would be one hell of a way to go out, is to big magic fueled with my death.
Oh, now that would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Smith.
Which would have been, his way would have been kaboom, but that would have gotten you guys involved.
Mr. Smith.
I'm also
If you die, you'll see me in hell for eternity.
I'm also looking at the time. So...
What about the time?
We can keep going.
Well, it is 9 o'clock.
Yeah, we can keep going. Y'all are kind of making a denouement right now.
Yeah, we need
Hail Mary.
Hail Mary at this point.
Okay. Well, I have an idea for the Hail Mary, which involves the both of you surviving, but I'm still stuck at me dying. So...
Do what you would do.
Do what you do.
Do what you do.
yeah, I'm gonna use big magic.
Okay.
And, yeah, my goal will be to banish all the dogs. And I will basically stab myself with my Anathema.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Which will be 2 harm.
You did. I'm proud of you.
Okay, so you're doing big magic using blood.
Using my life.
Okay, you're using your life to fuel big magic.
Yep.
Roll that weird. Don't fuck it up.
I didn't. Luck.
Oh.
Okay, well, yeah. So
Guaranteed.
you watch as... And I'm going to say the shotgun goes off.
Yeah.
Please tell me it blows the dog away.
Well, you know what? We'll go. That's how you banish that one. But all of a sudden, all the dogs are gone, and you watch as Mr. Smith's corpse turns into ash, much like at the very beginning of the session. And
Wow.
flows off. Gets mixed in with your guts.
I wasn't that far away.
It's
The wind carries
Oh.
because
So what about the zombies that were dragging me?
they're not the dogs.
Okay.
it. I wanted to say my ashes are extra salty.
They probably are. I'll get to that in a
They
minute.
sting.
I'll get to you in a minute.
Okay.
So I'm still being dragged away. Is it my turn or is it?
Well, the dog is now gone. Your associate shotgun falls to the ground, red hot.
Ooh, not touching that. Was about to pick it up, but not now.
Trophies of war.
So I am basically going to take my blade and basically that you say that like one of them is actually grabbed onto Pazari.
Oh, no.
Like a few of them.
Pazari is being drugged. They're about 10 or so feet down the hallway from you.
Okay, so would you basically allow that I would? Okay, I am probably going to end up doing this one. That would you allow me to use weird to basically at least be able to magically somehow get Pazari out of harm's way?
I would think if you're using a magic to do one thing that's supernatural or not is supernaturally not human, and that would be like telekinetically rip your friend away from electro zombies. I feel that's with it. I mean, magic in this is so abstract.
Okay.
Ankle yoink me. Ankle yoink me.
Okay, so then you just
Big B's hand this bitch.
So then you just basically just see that just like Rose just basically just like stabs just into the ground, does just an incantation as just as this giant skeletal hand just starts to form around, just getting ready to just.
Oh, new shit, new shit, new shit.
And that is going to be a 9.
A 9.
A mixed success.
Mixed success. Hand me that so I can look at what can I do to be a jerk. Okay, I am going to say that the spell is weakened.
Okay.
and you're not able to fully pull Pazari away. Like, Pazari still has, like, one holding on to the back of the leather vest, and one of those Hot Topic buckles is starting to dig right into the bottom of the throat.
So you get for shopping at Hot Topic.
That is why I shop
Screw
at
you!
Gap.
I shop at Spencer's.
Oh.
That's worse.
Precisely, demon. Okay.
See, I would feel like they would shop at Lifeway, but like give counterfeit bills.
I'm not that mean.
Ooh.
That's not
That's
cruel.
low.
That's just dumb.
Like turn all the Jeez-Its into stale gingerbread.
All the what into what?
Jeez-Its. Communion wafers.
That's funny. I like it. Okay, I'm sheltered. Okay.
There she is.
I would like to I'm trying to get this thing off of me.
Roll kick some ass. Let's roll some tough here to see if you can break free.
7.
It's a mixed success. You're gonna get free.
Yay.
You're gonna take 1 harm.
And now I'm dying again.
You get away, like, huh? And then like you stand up, ha! Well, get lightheaded and fall back on the floor like, ah.
Fuck. Okay.
And they're gonna start dragging you again now that you've fallen back down.
Oh. Yeah, this is a TPK situation.
Yep.
So, what are you doing, Desiree? Now you see Pazari's like, oh, fuck.
Well. Oh. Well then just sodomy. I guess then that Sammy instead of sodomy, because I keep on saying it wrong.
Samedi.
Just then that Mr. Samedi, we did also bargain with just set my life for just eternal damnation if I fail again. So I guess then that we are just gonna have a big old Mardi Gras celebration. Let's see, what do I want to do? Because where was that thing at Big Magic that said your life so... Let's see here. I am basically going to... try to banish that the skeletal electric zombies away from Pazari.
Okay, you're doing big magic for this when it's just a regular magic effect? That you
I am so confused about what I want to do, to be honest.
Are you trying to banish these creatures?
Yes, in a sense, because it seems like that we are in a lose-lose situation, so I'm kind of at a loss of what to do.
So under the
I knew I
regular
should've
use
exploded.
magic, it only specifies banish a spirit or curse from the person, object, or place it inhabits. And so that's a singular.
Right.
And there's multiple zombies. That's why I think he's thinking big magic, because it's only option for the one. You said that if we were going to bar a place or portal to a specific person or type of creature, then one of the other ones is going to... But she would notice that it does seem like all the zap zap dogs are gone.
All the zap zap dogs are.
So
Right.
that wouldn't necessarily be as much of an issue if you tried to bar again and one of the other ones opened back up. That wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing because the zap zap dogs are gone. But the only way to bar them...
But on that the next turn that you have one more move and then that you are basically dead.
Yeah, but she's not going to take any more damage, so she can
Right.
roll to heal.
I didn't say. It's just that they already used their turn to deal 1 damage because tried to break free.
Well, but that was my turn too. Was
here's the deal: is every time y'all act,
Right.
I respond. So technically, the boss can have 3 turns because there's 3 players. So when you decided to fight and didn't get a 10+, you dealt a harm, and then these creatures can only seem to really do 1 harm, and you had gotten away from the one that was still holding on to you because they had already kind of pulled you away. So only one of them was able to do anything to you. The rest of them would have to come back around and try to grab you as well. So you took 1 harm and they did 1 harm. That was technically the turn because I could only respond with 1 creature.
So that there is only 1 creature holding Pazari.
1 creature is holding Pazari, but there's 3 other ones behind it.
Okay. So then if that changes my game plan now. Okay. So Rose is just gonna run up, grab up just at her blade and try to just stab this creature.
Okay. Roll, kick some ass.
Boxcars.
Okay, so you look at the. Now we've done something wrong. We don't get 12s until we made an advanced move. So look at your kick some ass and under the 10s.
Kick some ass. Okay, under the 10s. So I am going to inflict terrible harm.
Okay, so that makes it.
So then that's going to be basically 1. So then that's going to be basically 1 for my handle, 1 for the blade, and in that sense that it has the magic tag on it because it is an artifact. So it's going to be 3 harm magic.
Okay. You watch as the thing, you stab it. It's now gone. One of the other ones is going to slap you across the face for 1 electrical.
Okay, and then I have forgot about this about resilience. Additionally, your wounds count as 1 harm less for the purpose of the keeper's move.
Yep.
So I don't take anything.
Right. This is the Dale syndrome.
Yeah. So then we haven't been using that because I should only be at about 1.
Make sure you know your abilities though.
Right. Yeah. That's fine. Keep that. And then I'm like, Ari, we need to do something. Well, we need to get you stabilized, my dear. That you look like shit.
You look like someone exploded
your forked tongue is like your forked tongue's missing like a portion of one of the forks because the electrical shocks you bit part of it.
You just be a dear, Nina. You just sip on some of this, just some Fiji water just out of the bag, and then I can just take care of this. Just get up in a defensive stance and go.
Defensive stance over.
Right.
Okay.
Going to attempt my heal effect again.
Okay.
Math 9.
Right, so that's 1 health, and you stabilize.
Yeah.
Okay, so no one can reach you right now, so one's going to swing and do dick all to Rose. Just all of a sudden, it tingles.
All right. So basically, again, just attacking the one that just hit.
Got up in your face. Oh no!
I'm gonna take that experience. I'm taking it. Oh wait.
Don't mark it underneath.
No.
I'm gonna take that experience. I'm just filling in a luck box here.
No, I meant to mark the experience, and then I could put it on harm.
Okay. Yeah, you miss. And you just see the 3 rear back almost in one mind. And they all punch you.
Okay.
So that's 3 harm.
So 2.
2.
Wait a minute.
It's electrical.
Wait a minute.
So
armor?
It's ignoring your armor because it's electrical. Like it's hitting you.
So this is 2. I am
that
unstable.
You and me both.
All right.
Well, I mean, I'm stabilized, but I'm still sitting at nearly dead. Okay. I'm gonna crawl out from under Desiree's skirts.
I'm not wearing skirts. I am wearing jeans.
Whatever. I'm staring up your shirt. I'm gonna crawl out from under you. And kind kind of stand up behind and be like, did Mr. Smith, did he run?
Just kind of like points at the pile of ash.
And a glowing shotgun.
That shotgun is way too hot, or else I would have already grabbed it by now.
Well, may he rest in pieces.
I'm in pieces.
Right, some of them here. It's just like you got like an open wound that's like covered in people dust.
Jacking my pants up to keep my guts in.
I need that liver.
And I'm gonna attempt another heal here. I'd like to be a little more stable because I'm selfish. Lord help me. 8.
8, that's 1.
Another 1. It's 1. Okay. Just gonna kind of pat.
So what's happening is
the
that
back.
is all of a sudden you see further down the hallway, there's a side hallway that kicks out, and all of a sudden you see a light comes on, and a shadow is cast on the wall down there behind your electro zombies.
Wonder if that's Big Mama.
Is there anyone there?
Why
Wait, wrong voice.
Why are you talking to her?
You hear static. Both of you take 1 magic unsoakable damage as your ears start to bleed, but you think you hear a woman laughing.
Shall we beat fate?
This is about the time as you also look, there's smoke pouring down from the stairwell behind you.
Damn,
Why
I feel
is-
sprinklers would have fixed that.
Dude, have you ever dealt with a frickin' insulation fire?
Um,
Inside, okay, these walls
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
are
yeah.
wood with plaster over them in places, so this is catching fire through some, like, 100-year-old shit.
do one thing that is beyond human limitations.
What is this you wish to do?
Teleport to both of us. I'm a demon. Theoretic, like in all canon, demons can teleport. Like,
Yes, but that is a very specific ability.
all right.
For one thing, I will allow you to do it, but there is a chance this is going to go fucking wrong. Roll me that weird.
Can I change my mind? Because I wanted to grab hold and Jiminy us both out of here.
You can try. You can certainly try. It's just there's an ability that makes this way easier.
Yeah.
I would say teleportation is something not humanly possible, but there is going to be some issues if you fail.
I haven't burned any luck points yet, so if need be, I'll burn a luck.
Okay, let's see.
It's an 8, but I'm gonna burn the luck and make it a 12.
Okay, so you do that. Where's your goal? Where are you trying to teleport?
Onto the sidewalk out of the building. Bypass the fire and everything. Just
Okay, so you're out there. You land across the street
okay.
in a holly bush. There's part of the landscaping for a building that's across the street being turned into apartments. And you watch as the fire department is coming up and the whole first floor of the building is smoke is billowing out, and you can see flames on the second and third floor windows. You do not see Mr. Sims.
Ooh.
Now that I'm crouching down behind the holly bushes, because I don't want the other humans to see me. But I would like to bar the first floor from Bad Basch that we saw shadow down below. So like keep her in the earth is what I want to do.
So you're going to try that. What are you doing now that you've been teleported out?
Basically, after just that, everything is just all going, that has gone down, that I am bleeding out right now, so I am just going to try to basically heal
Okay.
myself.
Both of y'all roll me some weird.
Better.
12.
13.
Okay, it's going to go off without a hitch.
So I basically
It's not permanent.
that you basically heal faster than normal people. Any time that your harm gets healed, that you heal an extra point. So I get
So
rid of
that's
2.
on with resilient as well.
Yes.
I got to remember that for Dale, that if he gets healed, that it's a
Extreme.
+1.
Yeah.
So y'all do that, and you're watching firefighters run in. You also see this little Maserati pull up in the parking lot, and you see Dr. Van come out in scrubs. Oh my God. And he is just like, he doesn't notice y'all, but you see him like that. Building's up on fire, and you see like a policeman come over. Dr. Van, I'm sorry. Was there anybody still in the building? Yeah, there was the foreman, and yeah, he was the only one in there.
You rat bastard. I like him.
So that's where we're going to actually end this. That is Anathema.
Oh.
I now have a new game to make because...
we just look at each other, kind of confused.
So for the two of you, we got to go through our... let's see, where's the level up stuff?
You need another new character.
End the session right here.
Right here. I got it. Okay, so 1 to 2 yeses, you mark 1 experience.
Okay.
3 to 4 yeses,
Well,
you
we
mark
can't-
2 experience.
Okay, sorry.
Spence
I
has
remember
also
how this
been
works.
extremely free giving of experience. So, did we conclude the current mystery?
No.
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 So 1.
No.
No. None.
No.
Did they save someone from certain death or worse?
No.
Yes, because you say...
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
So that's... We got 1 here. Did we learn something new and important about the world?
Yes. We had basically learned that there are weird, creepy, golden electrical dogs in Monroe somehow.
Okay, so that's 2. Did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
You died since the last time I saw you.
Okay.
Yeah. And then that.
So that's 3 yeses.
Yeah.
So y'all mark 2 experience.
Okay.
I get a level up.
I get a level up.
Okay, and
Almost
handle those level ups because we will come back to this at some point. I got a feeling you're going to be calling in Sybil.
Sybil and Idol specifically.
Sybil. Sybil, we fucked up.
So the
By the way, I made friends with the devil,
I'm not the devil.
and then we burned down an insurance company building.
Just a devil.
I am taking another move from another playbook because then at that 0 to tough, and then that I am going to have to take a look at the monsters, but it is either going to be that the spell slinger's combat magic would basically allows you to roll weird instead of kick some ass for your tough, or else I don't know what the monstrous one does exactly.
The monstrous one allows you to, it's unholy strength and allows you to do...
You roll weird instead of tough.
Roll weird instead of tough to kick
So it
some
just
ass.
so you don't have to add to the tough. You just bypass it entirely,
Right, so...
which is what I'm going to do next time too.
Let's see.
Yeah, because then I know that the spell slinger ones is kind of sort of specialized because it's more casting spells and such.
Okay, with the spell slinger moves. Thank you for being in this book, Harry Dresden. He's the figure for the spell slinger in the book. Kind of like it's Ash and Buffy shaking hands at one point in the book, and I'm like, Buffy would kick Ash right in the dick. Let's see. They have advanced training. You get 2 extra tools. Arcane reputation. You're known in these groups. Could have been worse. When you use magic and you choose the following instead of magic, it fizzles. Or this is going to suck. Enchanted clothing, which is 1 armored. It reduces. Take 1 less harm from attacks that try to get through your garment. Forensic divination, which is investigation. Go big or go home. When you use magic as a requirement for big magic, take +1 ongoing. Not my fault. +1 act under pressure when you are dealing with consequences of your spell slinging. Practitioner, choose 2 effects available to you under use magic. Take +1 to use magic whenever you choose those effects. Spell shield. You +2 armor when you decide to protect someone. Third eye allows you to kind of open up your eyes. So there's not a spell slinger thing unless that's under the combat magic, which is something you can't pick up.
Oh, okay then. Got you.
You can't, that's the reason I'm having trouble with the Dresden game that I wanted to switch to this, is because they'd all have to be spell slingers because they could not pick up
right.
combat
Got you.
magic.
So then an Ida just be that the monstrous unholy strength that just allows me to use weird instead of kick some ass.
Okay, and what are you doing?
The same.
The same. Y'all are out in the bushes just... and y'all, I will say this, the last thing y'all do here is that laughing, cutting through static still in your heads.
The first thing I'm going to do next game is I'm actually going to return to hell and ask some questions.
We need a hospital.
Yeah. Hey, there's a doctor right over... Anyway.
He threw us under the bus.
Oh. Anyway.
He's like, they were never here.
Anyway, folks, thank y'all for watching while we did this. I hope that everything came out okay and seems fine. We will see y'all tomorrow. So, since Knox is not going to be here till tomorrow late, don't let your meat loaf.
Good night, everybody.
See you later.
Thank you.